deep inside my soul, lost inside this darkness that I cannot control. So held back by this fire inside my beating heart, what else can I do? When my world falls apart, in this place I drown in my tears, my fears, my God, what have I done? In this place away, in the pain, no gain, nothing touched, nothing won, but I had my fun. You say I don't see it, maybe I just need new eyes, because the hardest thing to see is when you need to say goodbye. Waiting here, and I cannot go home until I find my demons wherever they may roam. Something deep inside, like stealing your regrets. Drowning is the easy part if they haven't got you yet. When my world falls apart, in this place I drown in my tears, my fears, my God, what have I done? In this place away, in the pain, no gain, nothing touched, nothing won, but I had my fun. You say I don't see it, maybe I just need new eyes, because the hardest thing to see is when you need to say goodbye.
Spotlight burns your face, every clip a new trial. Voices loud, they scream, they compile. Shadows of her past, they cling, they chase. Like a ghost in the frame, can't erase. Echoes of yesterday, they won't let her go. She's not the same, they don't wanna know. She's coming higher, but they pull her down slow. Echoes of yesterday, louder than they should grow. Every upload, a crack in her skin. Fighting battles, they won't let her win. Change her colors, but they see black and white. She's in the ring alone, swinging for the light. Why can't they see? Why can't they see the woman she's trying to be? Echoes of yesterday, they won't let her go. She's not the same, but they don't wanna know. She's coming higher, but they pull her down slow. Echoes of yesterday, louder than they should grow. Why can't they see? Why can't they see the woman she's trying to be? Every upload, a crack in her skin. Fighting battles, they won't let her win. Change their colors, but they see black and white. She's in the ring alone, swinging for the light. Why can't they see? Why can't they see the woman she's trying to be? Echoes of yesterday, they won't let her go. She's not the same, they don't wanna know. She's coming higher, but they pull her down slow. Echoes
Hey, hey. All right, yes, I'm on camera. All right. So I just want to let you guys know what's happening tonight. It's going to be a long one. Granny, don't strike me. Moon, don't strike me. Can't afford it. My daughter's getting married, so be nice. So, what's up, everyone? I just want to let you guys know I do not have a copy of the C&D, but I can pretty much get it what Brittany was stating from Granny's Watching. It was pretty easy to decipher because the way a C&D works or any motion, they make a list of all the things that they're coming after you for, and then they respond. So I can tell from Granny's responses like what actually was being said, and it is fucking ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. So tonight is going to be based on facts. Everyone can have an opinion. We have opinions and we have facts. The facts are indisputable. Nobody can argue with me facts. But I understand where people, base things on opinion. There are certain things that are not opinion. A C&D in North Carolina is on average $250 on average. Of course it can change. Of course there are, if you're going to do a really complex one, multiple pages, a top-notch lawyer, you're going to get in like 500 range. But the average C&D is about $250 with your solo attorney, normal attorney. So Brittany raised, according to her, thousands upon thousands of dollars. Okay. Now, the thing that I was arguing in Moons about, and I'm going to go through all this, I'm just kind of giving you guys a roundabout. Is my mic low? Let me see. Whoops. Hey, I just dropped my vape. Oh, vape, where'd you go? Oh my God. My vape disappeared. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. I was like, what the hell? It just fell and like disintegrated. Alright. Whoops. Alright, is my mic louder? I can get closer to it. What about now? Is it better? Let me see. I think it's as loud as it can go. Ugh. What about now? Better? Better? I can yell. If that's easier. Is that better? Hopefully it is. Alright. Hey, sweet Steva. So, we were all in Moons, and Brittany was stating that she doesn't want me talking to her. Okay. I won't talk to you then. But I'm calling bullshit on a lot of things. Phoenix, before you let the dogs in, shut my door.
Okay.
I am calling bullshit on a lot of things. A lot. The whole reason why someone gets a C&D is to file a lawsuit afterwards. That's the only reason you get a C&D. Brittany keeps saying she's not doing that she's not suing afterwards. Brittany, then there's no point in doing a C&D because that's why you do a C&D. In order for Brittany to sue each one of them, she would need different attorneys in their state because her attorney is not licensed in all those states. she would need to file a separate lawsuit for each and every one of them with different attorneys that are licensed in that state in order for there to be a lawsuit. She is not doing that. I can guarantee you she's not doing that because she doesn't have the money to do that. You would need thousands upon thousands, way more than she has. You would literally have to be in like Queen Bee status. And what I mean by that is raising about $200,000. Then you can do that. But Brittany doing this as a scare tactic is fucking stupid. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's say, I'm just going to throw this out there. Let's say Granny, Jay, I was going to say Nunya, but not Nunya. Nonsense, Granny, Clue, and Queen Bee get their C&Ds. Okay, we're going to shut up. What the fuck is stopping every single one of their subs from starting a channel and going after Brittany? Is Brittany going to send C&Ds to every single person? No. Does Clue and Queen Bee and everybody hold some kind of power that stops their subs from starting channels and going after Brittany? Absolutely not. Do you not think of this, Brittany? Do your subs not think of this? The people that donated, do they not think of this? Do you think you're just going to stop the whole fucking internet? And if you try to shut down those channels... Welcome, Southern Girl. And if you try to shut down those channels, what do you think is going to happen? Honestly? Do you think their thousands of subs are not going to retaliate? Do you think their thousands of subs are not going to come after you? Look at, I'll use Petty. Petty as fuck. She's all the way on the other side of the world. Do you think you can stop her? Absolutely not. People have tried that with people in Canada. That's why I don't fuck with Wispy. Because she's in Canada. I can't do anything. No point. And I'm sure she knows that. But you have to think smart. And you don't. And then I heard the lies that were told to your attorney. Do you think that's not going to catch up to you, Brittany? You know, Granny brought up a really, really good point. You are in litigation with her. Now, I understand the litigation is over, but you possibly owe her money. You filing a bullshit C&D, and it is a bullshit C&D because you did not need to take your people's money to do a C&D. You could have done one on your own, and it would have had the exact same amount of weight. The only way that a C&D would have more weight with an attorney is if you have tons of money. If you have tons of money and you have it in the bank and you're a big corporation or something like that, or a big YouTuber, go for it. A C&D with a lawyer holds some weight. You don't have that. All you have is a couple $1,000s from subscribers. You can file lawsuits. You can't stop tens of other people from going live about you. And you seriously wasted money. But that's why I don't think that all of your money that you raise, nope, that's Craig's watch, that's Craig's toys, that's remodeling the kitchen, and just maybe $1,500 went C&Ds. When are you going to own up to this? Because I'm going to prove it. I am absolutely going to prove that you're fucking full of shit, Brittany. And if nothing else, by the end of this live, your subscribers are going to realize that you are a fucking liar. So let's get into it. It was absolutely a waste of subs money. 100%. Thank you, Miss Joe. Everyone's always like, you always talk about on camera, you're never on camera. So I decided to come on camera. Litigation isn't technically over with. However, the actual case is. I know that they're fighting, you know, for money or stuff like that. But the decision of the case has already been made. So the litigation part is over. Now it's just a matter of everything else. They would deliver to FedEx, not even a process server. Well, that saved them money. I also want to say Moon was on fire today. She kicked everybody out. But there was one lady that she had on in the very beginning that I wish she didn't kick off because I wanted to hear what she had to say. And I guess it was somebody from Granny's Watching. Let me pull it up. Moon. All right. Hey, East Coast. This is Moon's channel. Hold on. She was on fire. She was kicking out everyone.
People want it, but
we all know that Ray can avoid it. The C&D said to Granny, I was in Granny's.
yeah, I know.
Okay. So someone goes up on Moon's panel. I don't know if she was from Granny's Watching, but she was. Fuck. With this fucking microphone. Thanks, East Coast. All right. So she wanted to know like what was happening with C&Ds. Somebody jumped up on Moon's panel that I wish would have been able to stay up, and you guys will understand why. Let's start with this. What? Wrong button.
I find that fascinating too. But I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't like I'm see, my mind frame says this person wouldn't spend that much money just sending out C&Ds to people who have been out sent out many of C&Ds and never followed through with them. Okay? So I I don't know beyond anything. You can take a link, Grit and Grace, if you're kind. Yeah, I would think C&Ds are kind of the first.
Now, before she comes up, I also want to state we all saw with our own eyes what happened with Granny's Watching and Rakin. We all saw it. We all witnessed it. There were screenshots to be had. There were screenshots shown. Like, we all saw it. So now watch what happens. And we know how it went down and everything else. So listen.
Step.
East Coast, just to answer your question, I'm going to give you that answer right now. The reason why I know that there's nothing big planned, Brittany doesn't have the money to have something big planned. And why I say that is, in order for her to sue, which is the next step after a C&D, she would need to file in their state. Her lawyer is not licensed in all those states. That's how I know she has nothing planned.
Hello. Hi, Grit.
Hi, can you hear me, Moon?
I can.
You were wanting to know, I seen you asking, what the C&D said to Granny. I was in Granny's today, if you'd like me to explain that to you.
Well, I was just going to play Granny, but sure.
Well,
You
I mean, it wasn't in like a set. I mean, there was bits and pieces here. So what has been alleged against Granny is the C&D was
mhm,
sent to her because of her showing the report, the domestic violence report,
right.
claiming
Now, I will have to double check, but I do not think it's illegal to show a public document. If Raykin got that under a FOIA, that is a public document and that is not illegal. I will double check. But as far as I know, if you FOIA something, you're allowed to make it public information. That's why Clue cannot sue Brittany for talking or that website or anything. It's public knowledge. Now, again, I'm not going to swear by it. I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I heard that. I heard that part.
but now Brittany is claiming
She could make a jurisdiction argument if she's not going for money. But why would you sue these people if you're not going to take money from them? That's why it's not going to be a jurisdiction issue. It's not illegal. That's what I thought. See, Irish, I heard someone say that if used with malice, but she didn't do it with malice. But you got to hear this first. Hold on. And that's question number one that I have. Why is Brittany telling her attorney that GW did it? Because GW did not. That was Rakin. It was proven it was Rakin. There's screenshots to prove it was Rakin. So please tell me why Brittany lied to her attorney when Granny can so easily prove that it wasn't Granny. Why would you do that? Why would you waste subscribers' money lying to an attorney? Who the fuck lies to an attorney that represents you? Why? Like he's not going to find out? Like Granny can't prove that it wasn't her? Why would you waste people's money to do that? That's question number one.
you can't.
It has already been proven in a court of law, because I remember hearing it. We are not responsible for our subscribers. We are not responsible as a creator for somebody reading something that we don't know what's in it. Now, we all know that Granny kind of knew what was in it, and ignorance is not a excuse for the law. However, I remember hearing Granny say, I didn't know what was in it, blah, blah, blah. Then the whole $50 came out. She was mad. None of that is illegal. None of that is a C&D, and none of that is labeled as harassment. just because Granny covered herself by saying she did not know what was in it. And she didn't know that was going to happen. And if she did, she thought it was something else. That is so easily washed away. So easily. Granny offered to pay for it, but said that she didn't know what it was. But it was still public information. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example. The whole Granny Jonesin FOIA thing. Jonesin requested something and ended up getting something else. So if you believe that Jonesin accidentally got that information, which she did, it's been proven, but if you believe that that was an accident, then you have to believe that that's exactly what Granny did. Granny thought, it, according to Granny, I don't know, it was a different domestic and it wasn't this major domestic. She thought it was something else. In a court of law, she could very easily make that pass, that she thought it was a different DV. She thought it was something that wasn't as intense. But when she found out it was that intense, she did shut it down, whether it be pressure from her subscribers, patrons, whatever. But she did shut it down. So that is not a reason to send a public FOIA to somebody. I mean, a public C&D to somebody based on public document that she can prove. Once it got intense, she shut it down. It's a waste of subscribers' money. And Granny has done a lot of shit to Brittany and vice versa. There's a million other things she could have got her on. But she chose that. That just shows that she's got nothing and she's fucking weak as fuck.
Was it. And from
Yeah.
what I understand, the C&D said to Granny, I was in Granny's today if you'd like me to
I'm sorry, guys.
explain that to you.
Well, I was just gonna play Granny, but sure.
Well,
You
I
know,
mean, it wasn't in like a set. I mean, there was bits and pieces here. So what has been alleged against Granny is the C&D was
mhm,
sent to her because of her showing the report, the domestic violence report,
right.
claiming,
I heard that. I heard that part.
but now Brittany is claiming that Granny FOIA'd it and Granny was the one that put it out. But we all know that Rakin FOIA'd it. But Rakin, this is my issue with this. Rakin did this. Granny apologized and she immediately ended it. So why wasn't Rakin sent one? That doesn't make any sense. Rakin forwarded it. Rakin was the one that got the FOIA. So Brittany, why isn't it being, I mean, it would only make sense that you would send a C&D to the person that actually FOIA'd it.
Uh, I don't have any idea about
Well,
um
you can't send someone a C&D claiming that they FOIA'd it when we're all aware. Reagan's even come out and said she FOIA'd it.
Yes, but Granny is the one that brought it public.
And it's a little coincidental that Reagan sent Brittany this email like yesterday, stating I'm so sorry and blah blah blah. So it makes me wonder if she knew about C&D when she sent Brittany this email. Just a thought.
To the internet.
No, I mean, unless it's something I'm missing, Reagan was the one reading it.
Then, Breakin read it?
Reagan read it on Granny's. Yes, Granny did not read it. Reagan did. Reagan was
How
on
do we know that?
Granny's.
Wait, that's a good question.
See, Brittany can't get to pick and choose. I'm not for Brittany. I will say that right now, but I'm just trying to get a level
I
head.
understand that because you're pretty like yelly, and you're sounding a little bit aggressive. And to quite honestly, like that's my job here to sound quite aggressive. So I'm gonna need you to take it down a notch because I'm trying to figure this out. We're in the same. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't want you to tell me anything biasly. If you cannot tell me something without bias, then I want you to hop down. I want to know what Granny said the C&D said to her.
The C&D
What did it accuse her of?
It accused her of FOIAing the DV report. That's what it accused her of. And someone in her chat said something, and it's being said that Granny said, Granny didn't give out many details. She did not show the C&D. She just said a few things that was in it. That was it. And from what I understand, Clues was the same way. There are a few things that she allegedly said, but Clue says she didn't say them. Clue has not said who said them. The things that she was accused of. So I don't know. I'm being unbiased here. I'm trying to have open conversation with this side because this doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. I'm a high-strung person, so I always sound this way.
Okay.
This is not.
Okay, fair enough. I am too. So
it's not aimed at you.
Okay, cool beans. All right, we got that out. Why play it? Because I don't know. I've never seen the paperwork. I don't know what it says. I was hoping to learn something from it. Some people, I guess maybe you guys think I have the hotline bling, and Brittany tells her legal stuff to me. That's just not true.
I don't think that way. I'm
well, not.
Now, let me also explain. Brittany was in chat the entire time. And if you disagreed with Brittany, she had to fucking come apart. And she was going on and on about Granny and going on and on about everybody. And all you had to do is disagree with her, and she fucking flipped out. I have screenshots, but I can't show them yet, only because you guys will see all of Discord. But yeah, she literally had to fucking come apart. And nobody really understood why. Everyone's like, Brittany, just shut up. Her own people were telling her to shut up. They were like, Brittany, shut the fuck up. Brittany, just shut the fuck up. She was like, don't tell me what to do. Blah, blah, blah. But we're going to get into all of that. But first, let's go to Granny. Granny, don't strike me. Hold on. Yeah, she did tell me to eat a bag of dicks. Alright.
Hello. Her point it is because it's so bad. And the radio was left on, possibly leased by him or someone close. Parents knew. Bob put the iPhone membership, and they're kind of, seeing women give birth and child. People think that they can take what they say and do on the internet and they can twist it, they can make it appear as if it's something it isn't. Like, I don't know. A lot of legal talk. I've learned a lot of legal talk. So much so that I'm confident when I say certain things. Because the people themselves have told you why they speak on you. Now, did you bring more attention to yourself? Somebody the other day make a comment. And the comment was, Brittany didn't write anything. She just signed it. Well, if we went off your logic, then she committed perjury because she put in declarations that were not her own. She just signed it, right? And you can't really just sign things.
That's another thing that I want to bring up. I heard that Brittany said or stated, or Brittany's people stated, I don't know where it came from, but they stated that Brittany only signed on to the injunction to give something about harassment or something for GW. All right, here is Legalese 101. It doesn't fucking matter if if Brittany's being harassed. It has nothing to do with the injunction. Nick can't fight for Brittany. Nick can only fight for Nick. Nick can only fight for his business. Brittany can only fight for Brittany. This is going to come into play with what you hear from Granny. You'll understand more once it goes on.
Either you wrote it and you meant it or you didn't. Either way, it leads to where we're at. Now, we all know that the judge in PA agreed that the litigation was frivolous, right? We all know that. And although, yeah, I'm sure you did. What, she was telling people to read the filing? Nonsense. What does that even mean? Why? She claims she can't read the ruling by the judge to her audience because of the appeal. Okay. We have rewritten the actual histories while
Like, and here's an opinion, just an opinion. Brittany should have got a lawyer for the injunction. That's what she should have raised money for, because she's going to need an attorney. And she's going to need an attorney even more now than she did a couple of weeks ago. But because she thinks, I don't know what she's thinking, but because she's a fucking idiot and filed these C&Ds against somebody that she's already lost to, I can't think of anything dumber than what she did. That's an opinion.
she's claiming. Okay. Good morning, Lurker. That's interesting. Interesting things to claim. That's what you should have done. You should have stopped speaking about me that day forward. And threats to file future litigation. She does, Shelby, because she absolutely agrees she was. So instead, I spoke to my attorney. And the fact that people believe her lies so easily is a bit concerning. But I agree, Loki's mom. I absolutely agree. And then coming out with this like victimhood and trying to put that on me, I'm not having it. How many times, and I'm being dead serious right now, how many times have you all heard me say, I don't think weird, especially when the messages are right. Show you something. Give me just a moment. Crystal clear that their intent, I don't think she realizes it in the Pines because one, she can still be countersued, and two, we still have to. No, MJ's life. I never took up a fund to take Brittany to court prior to the RICO. Never.
And that is true. Granny had a lawsuit to go against Natasha years ago, but there was never anything against Brittany. I think people may be confusing Brittany and Natasha.
Are they back? Just block them. Actually, I'm glad they're listening. Listen in. Listen in.
Now, Granny doesn't read the filing, but she does read her answers, which I can deduct what the filing was.
So I put together what is a timeline of events.
And by the way, if you're ever in a lawsuit, her putting together a timeline of events is exactly what you're supposed to do. I remember that from my own case. So I'm like, yeah, her lawyer taught her to do that, because anytime, like, lawyers want it, or judges want you to lay things out like a cop would at 6:54 on this date in civil suits. On this date, so and so did this. On this date, so and so did that. On this date and time, so and so did this. So I honestly laughed when I heard she did this, because I was like, she spoke to her attorney.
Timeline of events. In early 2024, Brittany Jackson voluntarily joins as a plaintiff in litigation surrounding the highly publicized disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. She publicly accuses multiple YouTube creators of operating a RICO enterprise, making herself a limited purpose public figure. By mid-2024, I and other creators lawfully discussed the lawsuit and its claims on our channels, relying on public court filings and matters of public concern. Brittany Jackson begins making, repeated public statements about me and other creators, escalating tensions and targeting my reputation further. By mid-late 2024,
Okay, for those of you that may not know what's going on, I'm sorry I kind of raced into this, but Granny, Clue, and I don't know who else, all got C&Ds. That's Brittany's big legal fund. That's why she took thousands of dollars from subscribers to send out some bullshit C&Ds that each one of them could wipe their asses with.
Late 2024, litigation is filed against me and others in Pennsylvania. I successfully defend against the claims to prevail in an anti-SLAPP motion, with the court finding the claims frivolous. The ruling remains in effect while on appeal. Early 2025, despite my legal victory, Brittany Jackson continues to make public statements about me. I request that she stop, but the conduct continues. September 2025, I received a cease and desist letter from Brittany Jackson's counsel alleging I published confidential records.
And the RICO is different from Tony's lawsuit. Tony filed a lawsuit against Granny's Watching that I don't know what's happening with it. Neither one talk about it, but that's totally separate than all of this.
False, engaged in harassment, false, and made threats, false. The letter indicates an intent to pressure Team YouTube to remove my channel rather than pursue legitimate litigation. Present. I've issued a formal legal response disputing all allegations, objecting to improper jurisdiction in North Carolina, and warning against business interference and harassment. This timeline is submitted to document a pattern of harassment, retaliation, and misuse of legal threats intended to interfere with my business and suppress lawful speech. Here's my response, which has been mailed off to and emailed to Brittany's attorney. I'm in receipt of your cease and desist letter dated September 10th, 2025, and overnight mailed on September 18th, 2025. The claims and allegations contained thereto are empathetically denied. For your edification, your C&D misstate facts and law throughout your imperious missive. More specifically, your allegations of publishing confidential domestic abuse records, engaging in cyber harassment, and making threats towards Brittany's moderators are strictly denied.
Okay, I want to point that out. Brittany and her attorney have nothing to do. This is where Brittany and her lawyer need to lean in. They have nothing to do with Brittany's mods. Brittany's mods would have to file their own lawsuit. So for a lawyer to put that out there, did you go to the school of Betty? Because even I know that. Anyone that knows anything about the law knows that. You can't state that Granny has something to do with Brittany's mods. No, sorry, has nothing to do with that. You can't stick up for Brittany's mods. That's on the mods to do something. Oh yeah, I don't think Granny wrote it either. I'm sure her lawyer helped.
Shall you further action, you and your client will face a counteraction, and once terminated in my favor, your client will face another malicious prosecution action. Publication of public records.
So if you don't understand, what Granny is saying is try to fucking come after me with this bullshit and I'll sue your ass. Brittany doesn't have the money for this. And that's where this lies. Brittany can't afford to go into a lawsuit with this. So Granny, instead of sitting down taking a shit, Granny's like, fuck you, dude. I'm going to call you on your fucking bluff because your client is lying to you. So let's go. Let's do it.
The materials you reference as confidential records were obtained lawfully through a Freedom of Information Act request and were not subject to any confidentiality, order, protective order, or statutory restriction on disclosure. The records are public by law, and any publication would be protected speech under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Contrary to your claim, North Carolina does not recognize public disclosure of private facts as actionable tort. Doing so would conflict with First Amendment protections. Even if this analysis is incorrect, the onus of responsibility falls on the police department that released that information under the FOIA or the actual requesting party, to which I am neither.
Granny is 100% right on that. And that is that even if she's wrong, it's on the cops. It's not on her. It was all done through a FOIA that she didn't even do. She didn't even do the FOIA. Somebody else did the FOIA. She's not responsible for that. And she's not a cop. It's public information. Public information can be sent out. I don't care who she used, but she's right.
I am neither. Matter of fact, she forgave the one. Allegations of cyber harassment. Any online commentary regarding this matter consists of constitutionally protected opinion and fair comment on a matter of public concern. A court in Pennsylvania has already determined your client is at minimum a limited public figure. Your claims of targeted harassment, stalking, or unlawful behavior as defined under applicable state or federal law lacks merit.
And that happens to be a big one. And the reason I say that is because already a court, which is big, not just, YouTube, not just a stranger, a court has already determined that they are all limited public figures. Public figures have a whole different realm for harassment, whole different laws. Everything changes when you're a public figure. So he's using standard cyber harassment laws, and that doesn't apply. And again, it was already determined by a court, not, just some strangers on the internet. Once it's in by a court, everything changes.
Allegations of threats. At no time were threats, explicit or implicit, made towards Brittany's moderators or any parties. These allegations are entirely baseless and unsupported.
And that is true. The only people that I have heard make any kind of threats were subscribers. Granny is not responsible for subscribers at all. She can't help what her subscribers do in a court of law.
Defamation clarification. Your allegations concerning defamatory statements are strictly denied. Any statements consist of favorable facts and constitutionally protected opinions on matters of public concern, which are not actionable. Under applicable defamation law, such statements do not meet the legal threshold for defamation because they are either true, substantially true, or protected opinion. Not only that, but a lot of two of the comments made were not made by me anyhow. 5. Public figure, limited public figure status. Your client, as stated herein, is considered a limited purpose public figure by operating a YouTube channel, voluntarily thrusting herself into a public controversy by joining as a plaintiff in litigation related to the highly publicized case of missing child Sebastian Rogers, and by publicly.
Now, let me all state, I don't know if Clue can have the same, what's the word? I don't know if it's angst is the right word, but Clue doesn't have the same definition as Granny does, but Granny can win this tenfold, like, without even trying. Granny's the one person I wouldn't have sent it to, because she's got you tenfold, Brittany. Whether you want to realize it, whether you own it or not, she's got you by the fucking balls.
Accusing multiple YouTube creators of operating a RICO enterprise. Her claims thereto were rebuked in toto by a court she sought relief. Just as important, this court, as stated, found your clients be, at a minimum, a livid public figure. You should be well aware any public commentary on your client's actions and statements is constitutionally protected speech. Your claim that I am responsible for others discussing her is false and therefore lacks any merit. To the contrary, your client's own public actions and controversial decisions are what draw public attention. Given your client's status as a limited purpose public figure and the court in Pennsylvania's prior finding that her litigation she joined because, quote, it was free, was deemed frivolous. These further legal threats are not only an attempt to mitigate the damages she will owe jointly and severally with her other co-defendants, but a continued attempt to chill free speech. Your client's continued conduct may constitute abusive process and/or harassment. She just don't learn, LK. Client's conduct. Make no mistake, your client has repeatedly engaged in conduct that I believe to be harassing, defamatory, and retaliatory. She continues to make public statements about me despite the litigation she saw in Pennsylvania, my prior request that she cease doing so, and my many attempts at a peaceful resolution. And instead of de-escalating, she has escalated the situation by sending a cease and desist letter. This pattern of behavior strengthens my belief these are actions intended to intimidate and silence me rather than resolve any legitimate dispute. Improper use of threats to interfere with business. Has been made clear by your client, her boyfriend, Roger Craig Black, that her intention is not to pursue litigation to its conclusion, but rather use the threat of litigation as leverage to submit.
Here's the thing, though. As a YouTuber, people have a right to talk about you. People have a right to bother you. People have a right to have an opinion on you. It seems like it's overkill because it's happening all at once, but there's only 4 creators that are going after her, 5 or 6, that are going after her on a daily basis, and not one of them that I've heard has threatened, like Brittany likes to say. Not one of them has crossed the line from what I understand, from what I've seen. And they're just go to any YouTuber and you'll see negative comments. You'll see negative comments all over the place. So, all right, people may not like what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't believe in bullying as an adult. Bullying is for children. If you, and myself included, if you are constantly going back and forth with them, you can't claim harassment or bullying. You just can't. True bullying is when people are coming after you and making up lies about you and you're not engaging. That's bullying. That's harassment. When somebody on a daily basis talks about you, yeah, my stalker, hint, hint, and you don't engage with it. You don't talk about them, you don't mention them, nothing. That would be harassment. When you're engaging in it and going back and forth, that's not harassment. Okay, let me just straighten this out. Okay, Sparkle? I did not call CPS because they wouldn't shut up, because they still don't shut the fuck up. That's not why I called. I called because I wanted it to stop. And I didn't know any other way to make her fucking stop and take a step back. And again, it was back in 2021. We're now almost in 2026. Can we get over it already?
Complaints to Team YouTube. If your client proceeds with such actions, please be advised all available legal remedies will be pursued against her and your office for any further conduct. Perhaps you should get a hold of the opinion and the order of Pennsylvania court where your client will be paying attorney fees for her conduct. Note, she also has to address a pending motion for punitive damages.
Okay, Sparkle, let me ask you something. And then I'm shutting up about subject, and then you'll have to pay me for me to answer you. So I'm just going to give you a freebie right off the bat. Should I have taken her to court? Should I have gone the legal route and raised thousands of dollars from my subscribers and go legally? Nah, I didn't do that. I just wanted her to stop. 4 years later, she still comes after me every day. You know what I do? I ignore her. Completely fucking ignore her. Let her say whatever she wants. I don't care. 4 years this is going on. And I still keep my mouth shut. So, it's time to get over it. She called CPS to get it stopped, and you're coming at her saying she... Okay, here's the difference, Ginger. She's lying to all of you about everything. That's what I'm going after. And that's what people need to realize. Brittany is fucking playing you. She's lying to you. She's lying to her attorney. She's lying to the people who stick up for her. She's lying to probably Craig. And she's playing all of you for fucking fools while you sit there and stick up for her. That's my angle. And that's my point. And Granny proves what I'm talking about.
Pending litigation. Again, in Pennsylvania, your client's claims were dismissed via my anti-slap motion. Although your client and her cohorts appealed the Pennsylvania court's decision, the court's ruling stands at this time, underscoring clearly that my speech is protected as a matter of law. Retaliation concerns. Given the words of your client, her partner, Roger Black, the timing and content of your C&D letter, without a doubt, is retaliatory in nature and directly connected to the Pennsylvania litigation in which I prevailed. Your client can continue jurisdiction hopping, seeking someone to listen to frivolous nonsense in an effort to silence my free speech. Your efforts will prove futile and subject your client to even more damages awarded against her.
Now understand something too. Brittany could have just shut the fuck up. If Brittany would have ignored them from the beginning, like me and what's her name told her to do, if she would have just fucking listened and ignored them, none of this would be happening. They wouldn't be making the money they're making. They would have been bored a long time ago and moved on to somebody else. Brittany could not shut the fuck up. Even after she had a lawyer, she still couldn't shut the fuck up. Even after she got C&Ds out, she still couldn't shut the fuck up. She couldn't even do it today. After sending out all of these C&Ds, she still couldn't shut the fuck up. And if you were in Moon's chat, you know what I'm talking about. It was horrendous. If you do not kiss Brittany's ass, then Brittany was mad. She got mad at everybody. Everyone that didn't kiss her fucking ass today, she had it come apart about.
Accordingly, your demands are rejected. In the interim, the exercise of my lawful rights on matters of public concern and based on the words and conduct that your limited public figure client makes public via her YouTube channel are reserved herein. Most importantly, My rights are reserved to defend against your client's continued false accusations she continues to spew, including on the date the cease and desist was received. That said, if you possess evidence supporting her claims that counter the above, kindly provide same for my review. Finally, this letter is not intended as a complete statement of my rights, remedies, or defenses, all which are expressly reserved.
Bottom line is, if you are having such a hard time on YouTube, then get the fuck off. Go get a different job. Because just like a celebrity, as a celebrity, not everyone's going to like you. And you're going to get a lot of criticism. And you're going to get a lot of fucking hate. And you know what? It comes with the territory. So if you can't handle it, then don't become a celebrity. If you can't handle criticism, then get the fuck off YouTube. Find a different job. And that's a fact. But if Brittany wouldn't have engaged and just did her fucking thing, then none of this would have happened. It is hard to ignore, but I do it. So it's very easy for me to say it's not that hard. You just don't fucking listen. You don't listen to them. You tell people, I don't want to hear it, because if you don't listen, you don't have to worry about responding. Hence why I don't watch Wispy. I don't watch MM. If I don't watch them, then I can't respond to them. All Brittany had to do was not watch them, tell her people, bye-bye. That's it. But she couldn't do it. She just couldn't fucking do it. And that now she's crying C&D? Trust me, guys, she fucking robbed you guys. Anyone that she took money from, she lied. She did not need attorney money for bullshit C&Ds. Because again, C&Ds, actually, you know what? Instead of saying it, let me prove it. Hang on. This way, we get into facts and it's just not my opinion. What is the point of sending out a cease and desist? The main point sending out a cease and desist are to formally demand that someone stop illegal or harmful behavior to try to resolve the issue without filing a lawsuit, and to create evidence of having notified the person, because you're going to file a lawsuit, which can be used in court if they don't comply. It's a way to protect intellectual property, stop harassment, or address other business-related issues by providing clear written warning that legal action may follow. Key purposes: informal but formal notification, demand for action, first step before litigation. Creates evidence, triggers negotiations, demonstrates bad faith if ignored. Okay, it's not being ignored. Common situations: harassment, stop personal harassment or unwanted contact from debt collectors. Okay, now here's the thing too. Unless somebody contacted her personally, is anybody calling Brittany's phone? Is anybody showing up at Brittany's house physically? No. That's not harassment because somebody talks shit about you online. Now, if Brittany will say CPS is harassment, but there is no way to prove that any 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them, whatever, called CPS. So unless they can prove that one of them called CPS, they have nothing. That's not harassment. If you guys remember Lana and, I forgot her name, Victoria? I think it was Victoria. Lana was like stalking at her house. She was contacting her husband, like really crazy shit. And she lost. That's not what they're doing. Technically speaking, all they're doing is talking shit about Brittany. That's it. That's not illegal, nor is it harassment. And notice they all have this thing underneath stating, you know, please do not harass anybody that you hear about, blah, 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 blah. Now they put it up there to protect themselves. Nonsense. As much as I don't like her. When Nonsense corrected Brittany, because remember she was correcting Brittany for a while when it came to Sebastian Rogers, that's not harassment. It's just not. She said 7,500 to take each channel down, but there's more than 2. There's 5 channels. And then a lot of people on Moon's, and including Moon, were saying, well, how do you know what her lawyer has planned? I'll tell you how I know how her lawyer has planned. Brittany doesn't have the money to fight this. Brittany cannot handle this. I don't know why she thought that this was just going to, like, oh, they're going to get scared. Because again, like I said, even if all 4 of them shut the fuck up, they have tons of subscribers that can go create a fucking channel and create more harassment. And they can't say anything. They literally can't say anything. And unless it's proven that it was them that called, there's no harassment. Nobody's contacting her. Nobody's blowing up her phone that she can prove. I know there was a drive-by, but it wasn't any of them. None of them live in North Carolina. There's no harassment that is affecting her. Because just like a subscriber, she doesn't have to tune in. Just fucking turn it off. Tell your boyfriend, shut the fuck up. Stop falling asleep on fucking panels. You want to say you're not on drugs? Fine, say you're not on drugs. I don't give a fuck. But you're still falling asleep on panels. You're still giving the haters every fucking check mark that they want. And that's on you, Brittany. That's not on anybody else. No, I read some of it, Penny. We need some super chats. Everyone said how you talk about Brittany, you're going to make a fortune. I am making shit. So we need some money. Super chats, cash apps, let's go. Need some moolah. All right, let's see. The other thing I wanted to look up is Brittany. Shit, what was it I was going to look up? I forgot. Oh. Better in North Carolina. All right. In North Carolina, the cost to have a lawyer draft a cease and desist letter generally ranges from $250 to $700, with some instances showing prices $300 to $1,500 or higher, depending on the letter's complexity, the attorney's expertise, and required turnaround time. While anyone can write one, a lawyer ensures the letter is legally sound, includes all necessary components, and provides a strong basis for legal action if the behavior continues. I'm going to say it again, guys. Oh, by the way, average price, flat rate fee proposal, $540. So even if she sent out 4 of them, that's only $2,000. Now let's go back to what Brittany said. Brittany stated that she not only raised like all of it, like $8,000 or something, she then stated the other day that she put in thousands of her own money. I know you did, Ben Palm. Thank you. that she put in thousands of her own money. She said that. Those are her own words. So if you put in thousands of your own money, where is this money? Where is it? Because again, oh, that's what I was going to look up. Let's go back to facts. Hold on. Hallie, CPS was called on me 5 times. Only one of them was disgusting. The others were just like, whatever. And one of them I had to do a drug test. All right. I am filing a lawsuit against people in another state who has jurisdiction. To have jurisdiction over a lawsuit against someone in another state, the court in your state needs personal jurisdiction over the defendant, typically requiring the defendant to have minimum contacts with your state. These contacts can include conducting business in the state, causing an accident there, or purposely directing activities into that state. These people have none of that. Nobody has a business in North Carolina. Nobody directs business to North Carolina. And they have no minimum contacts, which means there is no jurisdiction in North Carolina. The only one that might is Clue, because I think she used to live there. But other than that, Brittany won't have personal jurisdiction. There are no minimum contacts. Granny has no connection to North Carolina at all. Location, business activity, service or process. Okay, if you want to sue them in small claims court. If you want to sue someone who lives in another state, you will have to sue in the state where the person lives, not in the state where you live. Now, even small claims court is like $5,000. Like I said, Clue may be able to get jurisdiction in North Carolina because she's got connections there. But Granny has no connection in North Carolina. She has no business in North Carolina. She never goes to North Carolina. Therefore, Brittany can't have jurisdiction in North Carolina. So where's Brittany? What's Brittany doing with all this extra money? Oh, I know. She bought Craig's stuff. All of Brittany's people, please stop being fucking fooled, because you are legit being fooled. And I don't know how to get it through to you, but I promise you, you are being fucking railroaded. You are being lied to, and you are being railroaded. So Brittany would have to do it in their state. They all live in different states. Where is Brittany getting the money to hire a Pennsylvania attorney to go after Granny? Then she's going to have to need a Tennessee attorney to go after Clue. Then, and let's just say she gets Clue in North Carolina. All right, there's one. Okay, just one. She's going to have to go to Arizona and get an Arizona attorney to go after nonsense. She will have to get an Illinois attorney to go after Queen Bee. Queen Bee already has some pretty good attorneys. So she's got attorneys to cover her. And she's got the money to cover her. Because we know she raised over $200,000. So for Queen Bee to be in another lawsuit at this point, she don't give a fuck. She's got plenty of money for lawyers. And Jay's in Florida. So you would need to get a Florida attorney to go after Jay. Did I miss anyone? I think I got everyone. I'm just saying, even if she got one of them, it would be Clue. And I'm just giving Brittany that, like, okay, maybe she'll get one. Everybody else would have to, yeah, I'm just saying the main people. everyone else she would have to do in their state. So when people tell me, like they said in Moons today, hey, do yourself a favor and, Laura, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what her attorney has planned. Yeah, I do. Her attorney has nothing planned. Her attorney can't do anything. Her attorney can only do something in North Carolina. Now, you're probably wondering, maybe her attorney's dual licensed. If he was, in my opinion, it would show on the website. Most lawyers that are licensed in multiple states put that on the website because they want people to know that, they can do it in other states. Yes, jurisdiction does matter when it's online. Just like Tony going after Granny. Tony right now says that he has jurisdiction, but I don't think he will. That's going to switch to Pennsylvania, in my opinion. Yeah, her attorney's going to disappear. Now, if Clue was smart, if Clue played this like Granny, now I don't know who got C&Ds, but people say Clue and Granny got them. I don't know if anyone else got them. But if no one else got them, that's even sadder. Because everybody should have gotten them. So, I really believe... Now, let's look at the average person. Average person might get scared when they get a C&D from a lawyer. That's your average person. Brittany, you're dealing with felons. You're dealing with people who have dealt in and out of systems. They know the fucking law. And I cannot believe that you think that a fucking C&D is going to scare any of these people. No, they don't give a shit. They're literally going to wipe their fucking ass with these C&Ds. Rightfully so. Is it only 2 of them that got them? If it's only... and Nonsense didn't get one? And Jay didn't get one? Just Granny and Clue? Is she fucking stupid? And again, she may not be suing. I know she's not suing anyone. I mean, that's a given. She's not suing anybody. That's the whole point of sending out a C&D. You send out a C&D because you're going to sue if they don't comply. That's why you send out a C&D. So the fact that she can't sue them afterwards and she has no plan to sue them afterwards tells me everything I need to know. Then what the fuck did you send a C&D for? And why were they sent by email instead of a process server? Anything to save money. And I'm telling you guys, anybody that buys into her bullshit, you're sadly mistaken. She is playing you guys. Anyone that sticks up for her, do yourself a favor and don't stick up for her. Because she's making you look stupid. She's absolutely making you look like an idiot. And anybody that proves this and that shows her this, she freaks out. She hates you, blah, blah, blah. Again, FedEx, whatever. Either way, even by FedEx. Let me also let you guys in on a little secret. YouTube Legal has nothing to do with C&Ds at all whatsoever. YouTube Legal is a completely separate entity than sending out C&Ds. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but just more lies. YouTube Legal is not going to tell you to send out C&Ds. I know, right? UA? She's like, don't talk to me anymore. I was like, all right, fine. Moon's like, just block each other. I said, well, I can't get screenshots of my blogger. But yeah. And let's prove it. And honestly, anyone that told you that YouTube Legal has anything to do with YouTube Legal has anything to do with C&Ds with a private attorney, you're 100% wrong. Well, thank you. An attorney sending a cease and desist letter is a separate legal action from YouTube's internal processes, but it can relate to a YouTube legal matter in two main ways: a dispute with a creator or notice sent to a YouTube directly. A right holder's attorney can target a YouTube creator. If a YouTube creator is infringing on someone's intellectual property, the owner of that IP can hire an attorney to send a cease and desist directly to that creator. The purpose is to stop the alleged infringing activity before taking a more legal route, like a lawsuit, which is what I said. Copyright infringement, totally different. Trademark infringement. That's what YouTube Legal has to do with. Yeah, YouTube Legal has nothing to do with C&Ds at all. Return send amount, that is not true, Sparkle, at all. You guys, honestly, as a creator, I'm telling you, YouTube Legal cares about copyright strikes and shit like that. They don't care about this fucking harassment. She said this, he said that. They don't care. Only if there's a lawsuit and they won. Look at Lana. Lana is still online after she lost a harassment lawsuit. She literally lost a harassment lawsuit against another creator. Guess who's still online? Lana. How YouTube's legal system works. YouTube's legal team does not get involved in mediating most intellectual property disputes between users. Their role is to provide a system for rights holders to manage and enforce their own IP. Automated systems, formal complaints. Formal complaints are copyright and trademark owners. I'm getting exactly what you're saying, Sparkle. I'm telling you, you're wrong. I'm telling you that Brittany is lying to you. Brittany is convincing people that YouTube legal is involved and they're taking down channels. YouTube Legal is not taking down a channel because someone doesn't comply with the cease and desist over free speech. That would have to go through the courts. I'm a gaming channel, how to write. Totally different scenario. Completely different scenario. I'm not answering Sparkle anymore. I've already given them much of my time. Next, they will have to pay me to get a response. I am tired of giving free responses to people that don't deserve it. So, if you want me to answer you, Sparkle, you're going to have to pay me. And then I will respond. There was something else that I was looking at. Now I forgot what it was. Oh man, what else was I looking at? There was something else. I don't remember.
I'll fucking go in for PA second and third. Hell yeah. So I sent that. I also made sure this went to YouTube legal. Oh, here you go, Brittany.
Thank you, Rack Tim.
In case your attorney's anything like Lesniak, I'll go ahead and inform you now. Formal legal notice, torturous interference, harassment, intentional infliction, emotional distress. Dear Miss Jackson, this letter serves as a formal legal notice regarding your conduct toward me and my business interests. It has come to my attention that you have stated your intention to use the threat of litigation not to resolve legitimate claims through the courts, but to submit complaints to Team YouTube in an attempt to have our channels and related business operations removed. Such conduct, if carried out, constitutes torturous interference with business relationships and contracts, harassment, and may rise to the level of intentional infliction of emotional stress. These actions are unlawful and will not be tolerated. Please be advised that if you proceed with efforts to interfere with my business operations, my online platforms, or my contractual relationships with third parties, I will pursue all legal remedies available, including but not limited to filing claims for torturous interference with business relations and contracts, filing claims for harassment and abusive process, filing claims for intentional infliction of emotional stress, seeking injunctive relief, damages, and recovery of attorney fees. This letter is intended to give you notice that your actions are being documented, and any further interference or harassment will be introduced as evidence in ongoing and future litigation. I demand that you immediately cease and desist from any conduct intended to interfere with my business relationships, reputation, or lawful exercise of free speech. This letter is not a complete statement of my rights, remedies, or defenses, all of which are expressly reserved. I've had about 5 lawyers in 2 fucking years. I'm not doing this with you. You're not going to one by one file frivolous litigation against me and your collective states and think that I'm going to bow over. And make no mistake, it is frivolous. You know why? Because you don't get to send me a cease and desist and then speak about me all fucking weekend or week.
And she's right about that.
That's why. Now, I offered several times now for this to stop. You don't want it to stop. Make no mistake, I say that with confidence. You don't want it to stop. Because if you did, you would stop. Now, what you did do is you added to my PA punitive damages, my upcoming countersuit, and just walked yourself into more litigation in Pennsylvania. When you lied to your attorney and you stated that those documents were confidential, you lied. They are not confidential. And a quick Google would have told you that. You also, once again, accuse me of crimes I have not committed.
Here's where I'm going to get into opinion. Not fact, opinion. This is what I believe. All right? I think Brittany lied to everybody. I firmly believe that Brittany raised thousands upon thousands of dollars, did the absolute fucking minimum she could, which was $1,500 maybe. She sent out 2 C&Ds, one to Clue, one to Granny, for a total of probably $400, pocketed the rest of the money, using that for all the shit that Craig got, using that to redo the kitchen or whatever they're redoing, buy the kids stuff, whatever they're using it for, and is just stringing everybody along. Prove me wrong. I don't believe those receipts were real. I don't believe anything that comes out of her fucking mouth is real. I personally think everything she says is a fucking lie. I do not believe that she has retained this lawyer for a flat fee. The only flat fee were her fucking C&Ds. Probably hired him just to do the C&Ds at a minimal, and I mean a minimal. And that's all it was. That's absolutely all it was. And I'm surprised. And if they did, I don't think they would say it publicly. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody called her attorney, legit called her attorney, and asked him point out blank if she was telling the truth. I have a feeling that he wouldn't be able to say too much, or his kitchen. He wouldn't be able to say too much, but he would be able to say if she hired him just for C&Ds, because I do believe that she hired him for a few C&Ds for minimal cost. And she pocketed the rest of the money, and everything was a big fucking game. And she got so caught up in the lie. It was lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. And then it was, oh, we paid this money. We paid that money. No, you didn't, Brittany. You're a fucking liar. Prove me wrong. Just prove me wrong. And I don't want to see your fake ass receipts. Prove me wrong. She can't. She just can't. He couldn't say that either. You never know. I mean, really, you never know. You just call him up. How much does it cost to send C&Ds? I think one of them can find out. All right, so let me ask you. If Granny's lawyer called, he could find out. He would be able to know if you know, they're dealing with each other on a long-term basis, or if, you know, she was just hired for the C&Ds. So they would be able to know. Guys, let me remind you, all of the channels that go after Foodie Beauty are still around. Nobody took them down. All the channels that go after lots of people are still around. Never went down. Thank you, Kelly. She did buy a lot of stuff. I know it's attorney-client privilege, but if Granny's lawyer called him and wanted to know if they were working together for long-term or just the C&D, he would have to tell them. No, she only hired me to write the C&Ds. She didn't hire me for future paperwork. He would absolutely have to tell them. Exactly. See, exactly. C&Ds are not enough. C&Ds will do nothing. And not only will C&Ds do nothing, she doesn't have the money to fight it any other way. Which is why I say this whole thing was bullshit. No, she didn't have to admit it. Brittany said it. Brittany said today that it was just C&Ds. They talked about it over on Moons. And let me also say something too. As far as proving you're anything, I proved without a shadow of a doubt that I had cancer. I even still have my port. It's right there. I still have my port in. And I had so many receipts, and they still didn't believe it. Idiots like Wispy still don't believe it. So that's why sometimes showing receipts mean nothing. Okay, I'm going to say it again. There is no more to come. I promise you. If I'm wrong, Noreen, then I'm wrong. But I promise you, she's lying. There is no more to come. The only thing after is C&D is a lawsuit. The guy said he charges like $7,500 or something to take down channels per se. This is what he told Jay. Well, how many channels are you going to take down? You're going to take down all of them? You're going to take down 6 channels? Well, 7,500 times 6, that's a lot of money. So what is she doing? Again, you don't send to C&D unless you plan on filing a lawsuit. She doesn't have money for a lawsuit. GE even read it and stated they were going for the channels. Who's GE? Something GW and Clue so far. Okay, you guys can believe all the bullshit you want, but trust me when I'm telling you, this is going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Even if, let's just say, she gets their channels down. Why wouldn't you send C&Ds out to everybody at the same time? Why would you only send 2 out? Why would you not have a process server? Why would you send it by FedEx? There's so many questions that prove she's full of shit. And why Clue? Why not nonsense? Why not? I could think of better people. Yeah, she says a lot of things. I'm telling you, she's full of shit. Okay, let me say this again. In order for someone to send a C&D, you would then have to file a lawsuit. YouTube Legal has nothing to do with C&Ds. Nothing. The lawyer stated $7,500 to take a channel down. Okay? $7,500 to take a channel down. Brittany has already lost a lawsuit. Which she has to pay for. They are not all being sued. Okay. You guys believe what you want. You go ahead and be naive and believe whatever the fuck you want. And I'm telling you, it's not going to go anywhere. Brittany is full of shit. So you can sit there and live in your glass bubble thinking Brittany's lawyer's some big shot that's doing this, this, and this. And I'm telling you, it's not going anywhere. Brittany is lying. Brittany is lying, and she's full of shit. Watch, trust, and believe. There was something else I wanted to look up. Hold on. No, they really don't, LA. If I'm sending cease and desist from North Carolina. All right, you're not required to use a process server as a formal legal document. It requires court-mandated service. While a process server isn't mandatory, using certified mail with a return receipt is highly recommended to provide proof of receipt and establish adequate notice for enforceability. However, you should consult with an attorney to understand the specific requirements in the recipient state for any potential future legal action. So in North Carolina, you don't need a process server. BJ absolutely took the cheapest route. I agree, Boyd. All right. If he's representing. An attorney does not have a general duty to inform another attorney that they're representing a client, and in fact, they're generally prohibited from directly communicating with the represented opposing party without the opposing counsel. However, attorneys must act with informed consent and disclose potential conflicts of interest, such as if they're related to or have a personal financial interest. All right. Attorneys must disclose potential conflicts of interest, and clients must give informed consent for representation. I don't know, it's iffy. They don't have to tell anyone my. Yeah, it's true. I guess you're right. All right. There's Moon's chat. It's not showing. Come on, show the chat.
Because I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen the paperwork. I don't know what it says. I was hoping to learn something from it. Some people, I guess maybe you guys think I have the hotline bling and Brittany tells her legal stuff to me. That's just not true.
I don't think that way. I'm
Well, not you. I'm
Yeah.
talking to somebody in the chat.
okay.
I just want the truth, sure. So I think my title has fucked people up, saying that's it, that's all.
So Brittany says, I didn't make amends with Reagan. I just said I understand what they did to Reagan. They didn't do anything to Reagan.
She didn't make amends with Reagan. She just forgave her. Yeah, she understood what they did. And I have to tell you that if you have never been in a situation like this, people have their First Amendment right to speak, damn it. Yes, but also people have the consequences of using their First Amendment right. So, anyhow, listen.
Yeah, I guess essentially that.
Thank you, Good Vibes. Coming in late, am I the only one that wishes they would all shut up? Alright, thanks, Good Vibes.
Allegation against Granny is the DV. And I guess, but my thinking of that is that this fundraiser started, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll go back and look at the date. I
Did
know it's been
you
up for a few
donate to
months.
the fund? Did you donate to the fundraiser?
I didn't.
All right, goodbye then.
Moon was booting everybody. I don't know why though. Like she just kept booting people.
That's all I need to know. Did you donate to the fundraiser? No? All right. Well, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, anyhow, yeah, but that was Queen. See, this is what the stuff we're going to have to get worked out about is. This is the
Okay, so now this I found interesting too. Angela Clips and Giggles puts up a thing that says Clue was blamed for the drive-by video, but that was Queen that played it. Why did Clue get blamed for that? And I'm assuming that that was in Clue C and D. Why would Clue get blamed? There's no reason for Clue to get blamed. It wasn't her. It was clearly Queen B, and again, can be proven to be Queen B.
isms that I'm worried about. You hear me? See, allegedly with Brittany, you hear what I'm saying about like this? We're freaking out because Clue's being blamed for.
So there's Brittany. I have full receipts for every dime of my fund. How many times have we heard that?
The drive-by video. That was Queen.
Clue is on panel. That has nothing to do with anything. It's still Queen B's responsibility, not Clue.
Oh, Clue catching grief. I don't think you have to worry about Clue catching anything.
Where can I hear Clue C and D? Is that what, what's his name went over yesterday? No, 2 C and Ds cost about $400. She did handle it well. But I love what she did to Nunya. That was funny as hell. I was in a store listening. I was like, you go. But is that the one Cletus did last night? Was, what's her name's? Was Clues? Or is there somewhere else for Clues?
Moon, she's correct about what? Yeah, at the end of the day, but you guys don't. Oh my God. What I'm saying to you is bring the question to your mind that.
Okay, this is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen Brittany say. Where's their receipts to all their donations? How is it that I'm the only one given transparency? That is called gaslighting 101. Brittany, you don't have transparency. And let me clue you in on something. You can see their lawyers. Their lawyers are on paper. Their lawyers are on court documents. Their lawyers have gone to court. Had to be the dumbest motherfucking thing I've ever heard her say.
She paid a flat rate to a lawyer. Do you think that she never did consider they may not follow those C&Ds? Or do you think that, I mean, do you see another fundraiser up for Brittany? I don't see anything. Brittany, did you put another fundraiser? Did you? I don't think you did you?
I hate to admit it, but I do too, good vibes. Now, she better be nice to me. Now, she was actually really good to me today. I have no complaints.
Yeah, Grits is correct. Okay, that's fine, but she didn't put any money into it, so I don't like the screaming in my ear, you know? Like, I don't.
Just to clear something up, let's talk about the injunction for a minute. They were awarded attorney's fees. The losing party filed an appeal, but they were awarded attorney's fees. What those attorney's fees were or something totally different, but they were awarded attorney's fees. They weren't awarded, I forgot what the other thing is called. It's off my head. But yes, they were awarded attorney's fees.
Yeah, she didn't.
Was it punitive damages that they're not awarded for? The judge said, yeah, it's punitive damages. That at this time we're not awarding punitive damages, but they absolutely won attorney's fees. But how much that is, nobody knows yet.
So, anyways, I can see why. I don't remember. Yeah, yeah. You don't know anything to anybody. The other one isn't even closed yet. That's right. You guys keep on being told that the injunction is dismissed and gone and quashed and over with, and it's not. Yeah, Brittany, don't worry about it. I'm sorry.
Me too, good vibes.
I'm sorry that this is turned in. It's my fucking title, and that's what it is. And I'm sorry for it. Ain't no, I don't know why I'm not bowing to Clue. What the fuck I look like?
So Amy Lynn said, Brittany, please don't say anything because they're saying if you talk about any of it, you void your C&D. That's correct. Brittany, as of today, has already ruined her entire C&D. She's sitting in chats that are talking about it. She completely has already ruined her C&D.
You guys are saying receipts, receipts, receipts. Right. Hi, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some fixins of some fixins. It's easy when you have 3 or 4 people and attorneys are
And here's dumbass again. I've never seen a single receipt for an invoice for GW or QB, but hey, I got mine and I will show them. Brittany, is this a pissing contest? I'm just curious. Why are you in a pissing contest with Barbecue Lady who you lost a lawsuit against? It's not just about GW. You lost a lawsuit against Barbecue Lady. Bitch, she don't need to show you a receipt. She just doesn't. Nor is she asking you for a receipt. I don't think I've ever heard Barbecue Lady ask you for a receipt. Or GW for that matter. I don't know.
dealing with this. It's easy to get things unworked out, but I mean, hey, yeah, something y'all don't do. I've never seen that's right. Honey, you don't have to show them. You don't have to show them. I'm just saying, and in my mod, Angela does not agree with me. She is mad. She wants transparency. And I'll be completely honest. I can understand why people would want transparency because of the money. Okay? Nobody sued anyone. For money, no, it was an injunction. Did I say suit?
This is also how I know that Brittany's full of shit. Brittany says, where are they, Rakin? Where's her invoices? Why does it matter? Is this about who shows more receipts? Are you so hyped up, so happy that you paid something to an attorney that now it's all about receipts? This has absolutely nothing to do with who shows what and who shows what receipt. But that's all Brittany cares about. Because Brittany is so caught up in, oh my God, I paid an attorney money.
Dude, you know what? I can't believe, Brittany, stand in here, girl. Don't you leave. Don't you leave. Please don't leave. Because you know what? Granny did show a receipt a while ago, just for the record. She did. She can't show. You know what? She can't show her hand. She can't show her cards. This is what I'm saying. My mod is upset, and I'm coming to you guys, and Brittany understands. And if Brittany, if you want to come up here, you don't have to. I understand. If you want to, you don't. But what
And Lindsay Lee makes an excellent comment. She says, GW's and QB's attorneys and shit aren't your concern. You got to stop worrying about all these people. Seriously. She ended up going off on Lindsay too. What?
I'm saying, she put them out in the beginning. You're tripping, Nicole B. You're tripping. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. It is toxic. Kraken, listen. Yes. There you go. There you go. Okay, I want to listen to that. Laura. You want me to quit? You're telling me, Nofo bro, I should quit talking about Brett? Honestly, is that what you mean? Scared. Okay. You can't determine her fear. And you know who the only person
So Brittany says, stop being so simple-minded, for fuck's sake. BK did not only go to C&Ds for fuck's sake. My attorney and I both knew fell well they were going to laugh and mock them. That's to be expected for real. Why waste your money then? That's just a question. If you know they're going to be laughed at, why would you waste your money?
New Candace is a judge. Okay? So that's how that's going to, did the CNDs demand money? Does anyone know? I doubt it. Thank you. Okay. See? You guys, just take it easy. Wispy, there's fucking 20 of you. Don't make me yell, dude. There are fucking a lot of people coming after Brittany. There's a
This part's funny.
lot of people. She cannot even defend herself with the hours of the day that the hours of people who talk about her. Do you understand that I tallied up like 56 hours 3 days ago, 4 days ago?
Here's another thing. Brittany says, to people who actually think logically, I told you I wasn't lying about having an attorney. No one will take the time to even acknowledge and apologize. Got accusing me of scamming and committing fraud. Brittany, listen to me. Nobody thinks that you were lying about having an attorney to begin with because people called and they knew who you were. But what you hired an attorney for and what money you paid them and where it's going from here, that's what I question. That's what a lot of people question. Not the simple you hired somebody to do C&Ds. That's fucking cake. That's $200. You could do that in a simple night. That's not the question. The question is, did you really raise $8,000? Are you really going to do anything with it? That's a hard no. She gets wispy good, though. This is great.
Yesterday, it was worse. And the day before that was worse than that. Don't say anything. She wouldn't tell you the next step. She's never going to tell you the next step. Is Wispy doing nasty AI pics of her? I thought Wispy was doing the little, okay. Okay?
So then Brittany says, my desired goal is to have them leave me alone. Brittany, all you had to do was shut the fuck up 6 months ago. They would have left you alone because they would have been bored. But you couldn't do that. And now you want to cry like, I just want them to leave me alone. No, Brittany, it's so far past that.
You are not blocked. Nobody has subpoena modems. My desired goal is for them to leave me the fuck alone. It's simple. Always have, always has been. She's starting there. Oh, rabbit hole survivor. How long you been around? You ain't gonna come in here and, hey, motherfucker, y'all gonna leave people the fuck alone. Or else y'all gonna be getting the same motherfucking shit from this bitch right here. Okay? Because you don't want me on that bullshit. I promise you, knowledge is power. Something is wrong with you people. You just come through here. Look. Y'all need to come on, chill out. Brittany, you said you were going to be transparent about the money regarding the lawyer. She's been as transparent as she had. She showed you receipts. Who read the DV report? I believe Moon. Don't.
Thank you, LA. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, there was a comment here that is great. Absolutely great. And where'd it go? To me, BJ is a grown woman and stands up for herself, but wants everyone to back her up as she continues to poke at a lot of people. No truer words have ever been said. Good vibes. I love you to death. You've been a member, my longest member, running with like 59 months, almost 60 months. Love you to death, but I totally disagree with you. I think Brittany is playing everybody. Everyone that believes in her, I think she's playing y'all. I really, truly do.
Don't let them upset you. These people are crazy, and that is the truth. Oh, listen, they're not really bothering me like that. Like, it's more of the pressure they put on the other people in the chat, like her. You know, if they were doing it to Laura, I'd be like the same thing. I'd be like, calm down. Oh my God. And that's probably true, Angela. That's probably true. But I'm not doing Wispy. Many people were talking about Brittany before you guys knew who Brittany was. Guess what? Granny started a fundraiser, so she didn't have to shut up. Don't you guys find that amazing to me that people think that their freedom of
So now Brittany says, poke people, poke. These people go live and cover my whole stream every single night. They flood my chats and they call CPS and the police constantly. Okay? That's bullshit. That is not true. Brittany, they're not the ones that called CPS. They're not the ones that called the police. Stop blaming them for what some sub did. And I have said this for the longest time. You don't know who's watching. Anybody could be watching. You can't blame them, especially legally. You cannot blame them for what other people do. What their subscribers do is not on them. Yeah, they didn't call CPS. That's what I'm saying. Do they run your streams? Yeah, they do. But you have the ability to strike them. And if YouTube deems strike worthy, then they'll take them down. If they don't, then they won't. So if you're not striking them, which you didn't try for the longest time, that goes against you. Oh, now they were called 4 times?
what they say, like, you guys are just this hard-headed. And then they put it on live streaming. They put the police coming out to her house on live streaming. I like Wispy, though. It is not okay. This is where you guys are fucking stupid, bro. I don't care if they give it to you on the internet through truth.com or from the courts itself. If you put it on the internet and you dox private shit and all that, like all the bullshit that was happening, it even if it's a public document, it's still called cyber stalking. The act of it retaining it is like cyber stalking. Motherfucker, they all want you to know it's going to... Okay, listen. All right. So how is it cyber stalking when it's public? It doesn't make any sense. Can you please explain that to me and show me some factual information?
And let me say something else too. Someone just said this and I agree with them. Who said it? Oh, Miss B. Nodding off and pew-pews could be a concern for some watchers. Now, people wanted me to say she's not on drugs. All right, let's just say she's falling asleep. Okay, let's just say she's falling asleep. There is not a caseworker in the world that would watch those tapes and not think she's on drugs. There's not a judge in the world that would not look at those tapes and think she was nodding off due to drugs. Sorry, not sorry. And a judge is not going to look through multiple things. A judge is going to look at it and say, yeah, she looks like she's nodding off. That is a concern for CPS. Craig waving a gun around is a concern for CPS. Just saying.
Information? Yeah, I can. Why don't you just go to those fucking websites that have any case docket on it and says this cannot be used for malicious intent? And if it is used for malicious intent, then it becomes an act of cyber stalking. Then when you bring it to the internet, that is when it's called cyber harassment.
It is not cyber stalking, cyber harassment, or cyber anything if they can show a legitimate concern. Brittany, unfortunately, has given people reason for legitimate concern. That's the difference. It would be cyber harassment or cyber stalking or whatever you want to call it if, and I say if she was just doing a true crime, wasn't falling asleep, wasn't doing anything wrong, and she kept nodding out. I'm sorry, she didn't keep nodding out. And they were just calling CPS on her with no rhyme or reason. That's cyber harassment. That could get her harassment. I did not attack her at all, Boyd. I just didn't agree with her. That's all it was.
I don't give a fuck what her attorney to. You know what? Dude, I've been stalked and harassed by grannies watching and fucking incited all kinds of stuff from her subs and people doing shit from. So I don't want to hear it. I don't.
So she says cyber stalking and filing false police reports is absolutely illegal. Hey, Rachel, nobody filed a fake police report. The cat thing, yeah, that was fucking ridiculous. But other than that, nobody filed a fake report. That's her problem. That's what she doesn't realize. And personally, I think Brittany's petrified that people are going to start listening to me. And like, because me and Brittany weren't friends. There's no reason for her to be so uptight at things I say. It's not like, you know, we were close, and she gets more mad at me than she does her ex-mods. I haven't released anything. I don't even have anything to release. I don't even have anything to release. So it's not even like I can release anything. But I'm having a hard time with this because, Brittany, why are you so angry at me? The only thing I can come up with is because she knows I'm right. And she's afraid that her supporters are going to realize that I'm right. It's the only thing I could think of, honestly.
You know who else isn't transparent? Any of you guys. Oh my God, cyber stalking is a criminal offense. Hey, these people are trying to tell me about type. Oh my God, okay. No, what you saw was Granny bring that person on there to be a fall person.
Sally, having an attorney could just mean you paid $200 for 2 C&Ds to go out. Does that mean she's not scamming? You see what I mean? What constitutes scamming? That's what I want to know. Because again, hey, Rabbit Hole, just having an attorney doesn't mean you're not scamming.
Thank you, Nova Bro. I'm telling you that I know what Granny is capable of. And I'm telling you that.
So she says, Dark Horse called the first time. The other 3 times were not Dark Horse. And she was over at the other channels for a whole year. Okay. So now Brittany's saying CPS was called 4 times. Was it 3? Was it 4? Was it 2? I've heard multiple stories. Multiple. No, hold on. I didn't say that a judge was going to automatically state that, yes, she's on drugs. That's not what I said. What I said was a judge is going to look at it and understand why somebody would have called, why somebody would be concerned just looking at it. That's what I said. Greedy Piggy, I agree with you. I do. 100% agree with you. However, in this case, Brittany can't even be honest at how many times they called. Her story changes all the time.
You guys are unknowing. Where's QB's receipts? I think she has in the past done some things, but not like you think. Wispy, I dropped the link for you. Yeah, they really, fuck, Joey, Joey, you can hit the link too if you want to come up with Wispy, because I know you guys are like oh, please don't get on her ear cancer. A what? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm just going to turn
Okay.
my TV off because I forgot to do that. So I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
no problem.
My 2 favorite parts of this live was this, and then when she booted Nunya.
Okay, sorry, I am back. I am back.
That's okay. All right.
Okay, so first of all, Miss Crystal Langford, can you please stop telling people that I'm bound because I am not. Okay,
Hey,
that's ridiculous.
we don't come on the panel and address subs from my panel. If
Okay,
you
well,
want to do that, you can do that
No.
on your channel.
Okay, but your subs are addressing me though.
Okay, but then you should go back to chat and address them in chat like they're addressing you. You don't
But
get a kickstand or a microphone to fight back against Crystal on my panel. Crystal, do you
It's
want
not about that.
to-
It's not about that. I'm just putting out there that she keeps saying I'm bannovating. I am not fucking bannovating. I don't know why they keep saying that. It's ridiculous. I'm not bannovating. This is the only channel that I've ever had. So anyways, just that. Okay, so when it comes to Brittany, this is just my opinion. This is a public platform. And people are allowed to, that's what YouTube is all about, is reviewing people, places, things, whatever. It's for you to put your opinions out there. And if you, and I get it, I get it. I'm sure it's not fucking very nice to have so many people talk about you. But Brittany has her own way of talking about people too.
Dude, have you ever had CPS called? Let me ask you this: have you ever had the cops called on you irrationally from somebody over the
No.
internet? I'm going to let you go, Wispy. I'm going to let you go.
I've never given
respectfully.
anybody a reason to call the cops
She
on me.
hasn't either. Granny's
She
watching
hasn't?
told her. No, she hasn't.
Oh,
Granny's
okay.
watching told her. And I'm going to tell you because it starts from the root, and it starts from the root of the evil, and it starts from the root of the evil of Granny's watching's mouth that said, "I'm going to take your true crown," and it was all because, and it was the start of Sebastian's shit. She wanted to be Brittany so bad. I'm not going to listen to the bull.
I don't think that anybody on here wants to be anybody else. I really don't. I also am.
No, she went really specifically to Brittany's channel to do true crime with her, and then she left her and fucked her over. I'm not going to let people sit up here and fucking gaslight me. I'm not going to do it. I didn't even like Brittany. I didn't even like Brittany. Jilly, you're not worth my time. Get out. Walk out of here. Okay, unseen, whatever. You wanted to talk, but you have a narrative, and I'm not going to allow you to push a narrative. I'm not going to allow you to push a narrative. Well, you called them, didn't you? Nothing happened. People called the police. Jilly, if you hit the link and come up here and talk shit. This girl tried to come up here and talk shit from my panel to somebody in the chat. Okay. So that's just a bitch made move. And she's got her own fucking channel, which is Crystal Langford. What did you do to these people? First off. Secondly, I'm beyond weak. I didn't call you any names, so. Okay. Thank you. I was coming in here to do it. Aren't you pushing a narrative, though? What narrative? What narrative, Petty? Hold on. Petty, what narrative am I pushing? You don't get me? You know why you don't get me? Because I stand on what I believe. And I don't stand with people. I stand on my morals. I do not let my friends, or I don't have friends here like this, right? Right? I don't. They think that I'm people. Let me put this right here for a second. Y'all, I don't even get paid enough for this. The fuck? Hold on. And this is my panel, and I'm not going to allow people to interject and say things that I know not to be true. Thank you so much, Solo Writer. I appreciate last year. Let me go back down here because.
This is where Brittany gets mad at me. I said, Moon, here's the disconnect with the dark side. You can point out lies. You can point out things with Brittany. However, that can be done with all of them. Why are none of them being called out? That's what I wrote.
Let me put this right here for a second.
So now she highlighted a comment, says, from Brittany, it says, y'all can't even apologize for falsely accusing me of scamming and fraudulently using an attorney's name. That's what she wrote. She wants an apology.
Y'all, I don't even get paid enough for this. The fuck? Hold on. No, go Moon. Get out of Brit's business then.
Now, I agree with this comment. These C&Ds are as stupid as the RICO, which she will owe money to GW and Barbecue. 100% agree with that. I agree, Sativa. An apology should be the last of her worries.
You go, Moon. Get out of Brit's business then. I'm not in.
Now, here we go again with Brittany's gaslighting. I'm blown away with how simple-minded some of you are. My attorney makes one move and you're all as sure that's everything. How do you all draw that conclusion? Because, Brittany, you can't afford anything else.
Brit's business. I'm trying to cover the situation. This is.
So I said, to her, Brittany, don't expect apologies this early on. Nothing has been proven. C&Ds are nowhere near $8,000. That's a fact. That's an absolute fucking fact. She didn't like that.
This is true crime within our community. Unseen. Nobody, listen. I remember when you used to cry around here all the time. Nobody's apologizing to you. Get the fuck out of my chat and go unseen with your big ass channel. I'm not going at you, Wispy. I haven't gone at you at all. I told you, stop acting like a victim. You're not my victim.
So then she says, Laura, eat a bag of dicks. Okay? I don't know why I was told that, just because I stated a fact.
You're not my victim. I'm going to refuse people who want to sit in here and act like they're going to be my victim. Don't come in here. If you don't come in here. So I'm going through some of the late things. Thank you, Amy. Hold on. Give me a second, please. I'm so sorry. I want to use my chat as a pure example of what this would look like in the streets. This would look like rioting. This would look like torches and pitchforks. Baby Firefly, she understands.
Okay, so someone else said, Baby Firefly said, BJ, you do understand that you're not the only one with an attorney. There's nothing the attorney is going to do that is going to give you the result that you want. I can't believe after PA you would do this again. So she says, Laura, don't need to speak to me after the horrible stream she's done on me, Angela. Really, Brittany? What horrible streams have I done on you? Please enlighten me. But such horrible streams. And I can't see Angela because she's got me blocked. Or I have her blocked. I don't know. I got to unblock her.
Understands that. Okay? Stop. You guys are all getting your little nicks in on fucking Brittany. Thank you, TT or T-Ty. Now, Laura, she asked you don't speak to her. So can you block each other? All right. Listen, people can have, I don't think anyone should be told not to voice individual thoughts. There's a time and a place, and this is my panel, and I'm not going to allow people to interject and say things that I know not to be true. Thank you so much, Solo Writer. I appreciate it. This has been crazy. Thank you, Perplexed. I appreciate you. This is how we handle things as an adult. As adults, this is how we handle things, all right? Hoops out and hair in the bun. Girls like to pull hair instead of hitting. Look at all, and yeah. And that's a crime, huh?
Okay, so then Brittany says, you're ignorant, Baby Firefly. You can't compare PA injunction to this. Apples to bananas. Okay, Brittany, why did I get eat a bag of dicks? And Baby Firefly basically said, the same thing, if not worse. They just got a nice explanation. I'm sorry, that tells me that you're afraid that your people are going to start fucking listening. Whether you want to believe, you don't have to believe me, but I am convinced that she is getting high. What drug she's on, I could not tell you. But for you to sit there and think that she's not, to me, is ignorant. Just saying.
Look at it if it was out on the street. Y'all are all go talk to Kimmel about freedom of speech. That's what you should go yell at fucking Granny and them. Lindsay. Well, that's I don't know. Boyd, I can't slow the chat because I don't know how. No, hold on just a minute. Give me a second. Y'all are bugging out.
So then Baby Firefly says, good luck, BJ. I was hoping someone would talk sense into you. I'd hope someone would care enough. You bake bodies, so is your man. You'll find jobs. I'm listening and I'm watching her with my own eyes do over and over and over what she's trying to convince me I don't see. Thank you, Forever Young.
Though, listen. can we be serious for a second? You guys know good and well that nobody's going to spend that kind of money just on that, right? You guys know that, right? That's in my opinion, and I could be wrong, and I might be wrong. And if that's all that happens from this is C&Ds, then I would say this was a bad idea altogether. But I'm going to say I don't believe this is the end of this. I believe that she worked everything through. And I think what? Over Granny's watching, don't go over Granny's watching. Everybody's having a fucking conniption. And no, they haven't. They've not met her in person. No, none of them. Oh my God, I have to buy premium right fucking now. Shit Show Friday. I think that people probably don't know whose people's attorneys are. You know, that could be it.
So I had asked, since I can't ask her, Moon, I'll ask you, is there a reason why her attorney didn't send the C&D directly to their attorneys instead of them personally? Just curious, but I couldn't get an answer. Nobody knew. Guys, you may not think she's on drugs. I think she is. She is on some kind of prescription that's making her not out. You don't have to believe it, and that's okay. I see what I see with my own eyes. Has nothing to do with the haters, has nothing to do with anything. I can see it. She is nodding out. That's not sleeping. That's not how you fall asleep every few seconds. You don't fall asleep mid-sentence. You just don't. I've been up for fucking 4 days and have never fallen asleep mid-sentence over and over and over and over. That's bullshit. And you guys want to believe that? That's on you. It's complete fucking bullshit. And it will eventually come out, I promise. And then you're all gonna, oh, maybe she was right. We should have listened.
You know, for real.
So then Brittany says, I have the document, shaking my head. No attorney responded to us. It was written, signed, and dated by Granny. I'm sure she didn't actually show all the docs. Okay, now I'm going to read that again. I have the document, shaking my head. No attorney responded to us. It was written, signed, and dated by Granny. Okay, Granny just got the paperwork. Literally just got the paperwork. So, did Granny get it sent back immediately? Did she send it back like literally the next day? And when would the attorney respond to you? It was written, signed, and dated by Granny. And? So then Granny got it back pretty quickly. And why does it matter that she signed it and sent it back immediately? Why is that a bad thing? Drugs, sparkle and shine, drugs, lots of them. Coke binges for days.
Right? That's what I'm saying, Michelle. That's what. Can somebody explain what the fuck exactly is going on here? We still haven't learned
Los
anything.
Angeles with more details. Liz, where do things? She appears to have been deceased inside the vehicle for an extended period of time. Neighbors actually smelled the car. That's why it was impounded. Gee.
You know I love you, good vibes. But you've never been on drugs, right? Because that makes a big difference. I don't think you've ever been on drugs. You haven't seen people on drugs. There's a difference.
Ugh. And does that look like it's her?
Where's
I don't think just because he said it, all the kids are now going to be like, oh.
And I'll put it like this. Most people who have been on drugs, all right, let me rephrase that. I can't find any drug addict that doesn't think she is nodding out on drugs. The only people that say she's not are ones that have never done drugs. That I've noticed. I've definitely noticed that. And that's okay. But the only people that really believe she's falling asleep have never done drugs.
There's no escape in it. Which are not actionable.
Okay. So I just want to listen. I'm just let's. Gosh, I've still, Brittany will go live later, but she won't. Brittany does not need to say a fucking word. Stop, Brittany. Stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I love you. I love you. Love you. Don't share anything else. Thank you. What you said was perfect. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. You guys got answers where I go, I'm out. All right.
So then Brittany says, where is she? J Fox, wrong. My legal stuff is private. I don't make it content. Really? Yes, I've been very open about my drug use. And it was many, many, many years ago. Like, I haven't touched cocaine since 2008. We are now in 2025. It's been a long time.
I hope. Don't make it content. That's right, baby. She will stop. 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 Brittany, honey, go bust a set or something, honey. Step away, baby doll. Put the gun, put the tablet or whatever down. Yeah, they can wipe their asses with said C&Ds and continue on with their behavior. Yeah, they could. And then that might be rectified, right? Listen to the vitriol. Look at this person's vitriol. I'm going to sit here and roll this joint because I have to. Y'all motherfuckers has got me.
Now, Grit makes a really good point. She says, easy to find out. Ask BJ to show you the C&D where it eliminates hearsay and back and forth and then set the record straight. She couldn't do that. Now she gets into Granny. Which we already heard. Alright, I wasn't typing when she went after Nunya. Because I was already out. It was towards the end.
That one channel. You straight talker. What did I say? For a pattern of behavior, handle this person. Like, I'm telling you. Hi, Moon Sugar. I see your name all the time and I just think, oh, that's cute. All the fucking time, all day, all night, Dusty Garbage Girl. Every day. It's not just C&Ds. She did not pay just for C&Ds. That's not, they better get their shit together. They better all lawyer up.
You want it to stop. Make no mistake, I say that with confidence. You don't want it to stop. Because if you did, you would stop. Now what you did
would stop what? She's filed an injunction on you. She's okay. Okay, you have to realize you guys are thinking short-term action, instant gratification, and that's not never how the law works. It moved really quick with the anti-slap. I don't know why it moved really quick. I would say because my interpretation of it is that the judge is that the Scrivener's error. The judge wasn't happy with how it was put together. If it was put together by somebody different, it might have been different.
it do, as you
That's
add
my
it to my
opinion.
PA punitive damages, my upcoming countersuit, and just walk yourself into more litigation in Pennsylvania. When you lied to your attorney and you stated that those documents were confidential, you lied. They are not confidential.
They are.
And a quick Google would have told you that.
Well, it's illegal. It's not. No, it's illegal to submit them online as a means of harassment. And also, you can tell the maliciousness because you guys ran it. You got the broadcast. You played it on. You know, you waited for it to happen. You knew it was going to happen. I mean, this is. I don't understand why people are trying to deny the fact that you. Is it because you're culpable? Because you also said, "Hey, yay, you know, let's run through the broadcast thing." Hold on. Basically, I was just trying to say that stuff happening over and over and over again, legitimately, it shows a pattern of behavior. Granny, I don't know if it's been involved in any of that. I don't think she has, but you know, when I went to court, I was going to get in my opinion, they started the RICO thinking that they were going to find Sebastian.
You also once again accuse me of crimes I have not committed.
You don't need a listen. I already know what they do. Hey, Brantley, how are you, hon?
None of your personal identifying information that would constitute invasion of privacy were released via my live stream at all.
No, I won't admit that.
None. As I stated,
because if the justice system was actually about truth and transparency, and if it really did work, Jessica would be in trouble right now. Yeah, there's a couple other people. Simply Me, she admitted that if she had to do it all over again.
I also believe there's a disconnect there. Ignorance doesn't make you win in court. And Brittany was very ignorant. She signed these papers for this injunction thinking that she had one over on Granny. And the truth is, a judge doesn't see it like that. You signed it. You were a part of it. You're not getting out of it. Like, I just don't know what you're thinking, Brittany. You're not getting out of that. Like, you lost legally in court. But she doesn't want to own it.
And she wouldn't have done it, yeah. But I don't see it the same way. I would have added to it, but they needed her. I just told you, straight talker. What did I say? For a pattern of behavior. She's not the only one that was approached, and that's all I'm gonna say. They're not gonna get anything from anybody. No, it's gonna be a waste of their time. They're gonna say nobody gets anything. Goodbye.
Response. If anything was done illegally, you would have to pursue either the police station that released it or the person that requested it. You won't be able to come after me for that. And you should tell
yes,
her
I had.
the truth.
I would have. After what this lady has done to me, if she was doing it to me, if somebody came to me and offered me the money to get a lawyer to fight her when this girl was doing shit to me, I would have jumped on a free lawyer. I would have, because I would be so desperate.
Sativa, I actually think that it's not that they want to back her. I think they just feel like they don't have a choice because they hate QB that much, or they hate the other side that much. And that's what I think a lot of people are sticking up for her for that. I really do.
It's not their own RICO. They all signed their own complaints. They didn't all sign their own RICO. Oh my God. Why? Hold on. You already know, don't you? It doesn't start until they get served. Yeah, you know what I do? I just stop YouTube. That's a lie. She did not harass the father of Sebastian. That's a lie. How many of you believe that Granny said untrue things? She spoke with the stepfather and she carried on and projected a narrative that Seth was a bad person. Yeah.
And I'm going to say it again. If you were truly afraid of your family, you truly felt like you were being harassed, find a different platform then. And I'm not one that believes in that, but I also don't believe in all these fucking bullshit lawsuits. If you're that worried or you feel that intense, go to a different platform. Don't want, there's a million things Brittany could have done without going to this level. And that goes for all of them. That's not just Brittany. That goes for all of them.
Angela, yes, is what I meant. Angela, yes. Like what? I think, okay, you're saying he preys on people. That's not true, Moon. Okay, whatever. From the beginning of time, you guys, this is now since the internet has been like, okay, well, he works in a fucking jail, Nanya. So when they're putting that out and he was at work, he had an alibi, and they keep talking about unstupid ass shit that makes no fucking sense about his sexual adventures or whatever. It's nothing but filler and kerfluffle and
Did you guys catch that? Kerfluffle. It's a new word. Kerfluffle. Welcome, new subscriber. Kerfluffle. I like that word.
that's where the problems come in. Yes, thank you. I will too, Nunya. I'm screaming against your channel, against y'all's that one channel. That's where the problems come in. Yes, thank you.
Jonan says, Leo, well, truth be told, the lawyer will always choose to do a C&D before their next move. We still don't know what he's planning. Again, there is no next move because she doesn't have the money for another move. I can't say it enough. She has no money. A next move against different creators would cost way more money than she has because it has to be done in their state. Even if it was done in her state, which it's not going to be according to the law, he doesn't have a next move. And if he plans on taking channels down, that's going to happen through YouTube. And trust me when I tell you, that would be the dumbest thing she could do.
I will too.
Because let me tell you, if my channel got taken down for her, you don't think I'm coming back with a fucking another channel to harass the fuck out of her? Hell yeah, I would. You take everything that I'm working for, bitch, I will make sure that I scare your ass off the fucking internet. So you don't ever have to worry about being on the internet again. And you don't think these criminals think like that? They sure as fuck do. So I can't possibly think of what her big next move would be. There is no big next move. And if she did do that, it would be the dumbest motherfucking move she ever made. I showed a few BJ clips to her drug counts. Said, of course, he wasn't diagnosing her, but he did see reasons to be concerned, and her behavior did check off some boxes of interest to him, his program. I agree. I agree with that too. Only YouTube can terminate a channel. I agree, UA. It would be so bad.
Nunya. I'm screaming against your channel, against y'all's that one channel. Seth has time to do a lot of shit too, so stop. Yeah, but he doesn't have time to go to. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right, good Nunya. You're right. Hi, Earth Angel Travels, Leo the Linus. This sounds small town Jewel. You're not gonna hear. There's not gonna be like small town Jewel. I wonder why. He probably had to fucking leave his job. Why do people separate what's going? You know more than Ellie about what happened. No, I think Ellie knows more about what happened in our business. Emily, he doesn't have anything. His only talking to Chris. Okay. You know, I love you guys in here. I'm a little behind in chat, so. What makes you think we don't know what a lie is? All right. Who cares if they buy lizards and go out of town? Should they not ever go anywhere again? Well, I just think, you know, the dad's taking it pretty harder than the mom and the dad, you know, the mom and the stepdad. That's all I'm saying, Emily. I mean, they just are grieving. Sebastian didn't disappear from Seth's house. Papers, a paper that says papers with a name tag on, a cowboy hat and all this stuff, and do like that's funny. Like all this stuff has been funny. His kid's gone. As far as I'm concerned, no, I don't think he should be making any fucking jokes about that whatsoever. Katie's going to be obligated to sell somebody something in some good time. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't talk to any.
So I think that's why Moon picked their side. Moon picked Brittany's side because she's against the parents.
I think Sebastian has passed away. I think he's encased. My heart breaks for Katie too. What I do think more than anything is that's what it is. You're awfully sensitive, Nunya. Again, I think I don't know who did it, but I'm not. I have a right to have an opinion on what Chris Proudfoot does online. You're not better than Nunya. You're not, I don't want you in here anymore because you're condescending. You don't give a fuck about anything but yourself. You think you're going to catch somebody on something all the time. So that means to me that none of your conversations are ever that genuine. I'm going to leave because, it commenced to bashing because I said the boy was not unalived. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who he was unalived by. But it's okay for them to call Seth the fat bastard and everything like that. But when I say, like, Katie was the last one, I'm telling you, this is the facts. Right? The whole point is that nobody knows where he's at. Somebody asked me what I think of it. I think this. The parent bashing, I have a right to say my opinion on what Chris is doing online and say, I think that's fucked up. No, you know what you don't participate in? Critical thinking skills most of the time. You're worried about looking high on your high soapbox. And your soapbox is built out of marshmallows.
I was legit in a store and started fucking cracking up when she said that. I thought that was great. And your soapbox is made out of marshmallows.
All right, so I don't commence in bashing any parents. So I don't know who did it. I said the boy is not with us. So you can go cry somewhere else, Nunya. I'm about tired of you crying all the time anyways. You're not even in anywhere. You're not even related to this. You have nothing to say. Is like in my opinion, no, I won't love the bitch again. No, I won't. Because I don't believe she cares about anything. In this regards, You know, I'm going to bow out because there's bashing of the parents. Well, this is true crime, ma'am. And if you can't handle the fact that people are scoping out the mom, the stepdad, the dad, and what they're all acting like right now, 2 years after he's gone. I mean, right, true, criminals, exactly. I've been nice to you enough. I don't owe you any more niceness, lady. I don't know. Go fuck yourself already, all right? I'm even nice to you after I fucking cuss you out. You're blocked now, so don't bother. Now go on your channel and take all my talking points like you normally do and try to spread those out with peanut butter, with watered down peanut butter. You couldn't even sign your name to anything until I fucking demanded it. Then you guys wanted to stand on your words. That's all that was said. I'm sure you'll be next, Johnson. Yeah, she totally showed her ass up on Truth's panel. Nunya couldn't claim something that wasn't hers, Moon. Nunya... What are we talking about? What is she supposed to claim? She sure went up and claimed all kinds of stuff on Elevated Truth panel yesterday or the other day that was not true. I did. She said it never happened. She lied and said it didn't happen. Then she came back and said it did. She did speak of Britt's son too. And she was giving justification on why it should be okay, and it's not okay. It's not okay. It doesn't change for anybody. I don't care who your name is. Jones, and I like you. Your smile's cute. You're cute. You have a cute demeanor. I even think Nunya has a cute demeanor. But in my opinion, I think Nunya is, they are both assholes. They are. I think that too, Emily. But, I mean, I'm not going to go along with, the injunction was real life. Because it was real life, because it was affecting people's real life. And those people's real life was not Granny, Clue, and everybody else. So. I like Joneson. Well, it's perception of somebody who doesn't know facts. And look, I got green people, guys. You can now suddenly become a member to the Moon's channel. To the Moon. Oh, yeah, that's...
And that was pretty much it. That was like the best of the Moon stuff. But I just thought it was great. She was just on fire. I was like, you go, Moon. Good vibes. You should hear UA's theory on what happened. That's interesting. Way out there, but interesting. She got crazy theory. Crazy. But I have been on 3 hours. I did not get one membership, so I am getting off. And it's 10:30. I gotta let the dogs in. So I'm gonna sum this up. And don't worry, it's not too late to buy a membership. But I'm gonna sum this up quickly. Brittany, I think you're lying. Brittany, I don't think anything is going to happen. I'll even put 20 bucks on it. 20 bucks. Nothing's going to come of this. You're not doing anything further. I don't think that you paid an attorney to go further. What you should have done is invested your money into the attorney to fight the injunction that you're going to have to pay a part of the legal fees. That would be a smart thing to do. That would have been a good thing to do, but instead you wasted subs money doing this stupid C&D, which is going to absolutely go nowhere. And anyone wants to take my bet of 20 bucks? Let's do it. 20 bucks says that I'm right and you're wrong. I don't remember who Whiskey Gypsy is. I kind of remember the name. All right, I will give you a chance. Hold on. Hang on. I gotta open up StreamYards. Yeah, and it took 2 months for 2 C&Ds. Is it actually? It's more than 2 months. I think it's like 3 months. All right, Whiskey Gypsy here. All you have to do is click the link. No, she started this in July 25th, I think I heard. I think it was July 25th. So it's like 4 months, which is crazy. I'm not going to show you. I mean, I'm not showing you till I know I'm not getting porned. You know, I got to make sure I'm not getting porn. Yeah, and then I heard she lied about this drug test thing. Like, the girl wasn't there. You would get a report by the mail. It has nothing to do with someone being there. They would send you your results. So I don't know what the fuck she's talking about there. Yeah, September. And then she said things were going out September 1st. It's been nonstop lies. Just lie after lie after lie. Wispy, hurry up. I got to get work done. I got a big order I got to make. I just didn't know my theory until either I lie. Yeah, you always got a crazy theory. I mean, it's not too crazy. But it's kind of crazy. I've heard crazier. What up?
What up?
What up?
How do you not remember me?
How should I remember you?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was from a long fucking time ago.
Okay. You don't remember the people that you tormented a long time ago?
No.
I'm not here for bad stuff to argue with you. But you don't remember?
No. I don't remember tormenting you.
Yeah. So I'm very happy that everything worked out regarding your cancer and whatnot. We'll start there. Honestly, I truly feel that way.
Thank you.
But as far as everything else, I would like to ask you a question if that's okay.
Shoot.
And I'd like you to remember, right? You remember what happened in 2018, 19, 20 with
No,
everyone.
no. With who?
Everyone. Just everyone, right?
I
Things were
mean,
very toxic.
yeah, absolutely. That I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, things were very toxic. And I think you had like individual relationships with people that you called haters back then. So, and I'm not here to like fight with you, but the things that you're saying about Brittany are kind of crazy. I've been locked out of my account for like 2 years, but kind of followed on a anonymous account. Um, but it's almost crazy to hear the things that are said, not just by you, just across the board, but almost by you because of things that happened in the past. So you were saying like, well, she could just be better, do better. Um, but I think we all could have back then, right?
And I 100% agree with you. But here's the difference.
Yeah, and I'm
I
not here
wasn't
to argue
lying
with you
about it.
at all.
I sat there and said I was a fucking asshole. And I was, said things that were horrible to people. But if
Yeah.
I was called out on something, I didn't lie about it. If I was
Well,
called out on
there
something,
were
I owned it.
there were some things that were lied about, like the map to somebody's house. It was like I wasn't in there, I didn't see it. But I'm not here to be nitpicky. I think um the only thing, it's very difficult to see someone that has been there, right? Like now that I have been kind of out of this for a very long time, because it's easy to jump on a live and say things, which I've done, which is not good. Um, and then you see somebody else, like this is a newer person, maybe going through the same things that we kind of went through, right? Like you
Yeah.
went through and you did things that weren't nice, and other people that did things that weren't nice. So it's very hard to watch. And I'm sure, let's be honest, there's probably 100 of your viewers tonight were people that were from 2019, right? Like a lot of people are still here and just I'm locked out of my account. I wish I could get it back because I had some good stuff on there, but outside of the community. But it's hard to see, and people, and this is just our community. There's a lot of new people. I have no mm, I'm not here to speak on them, but like we've been through that. We've seen that, and it's hard to see someone that's been through that, like you say, CPS, and you know, now it's being called on her, and it's almost the opposite of what has happened to you or to Makeup Mobster. You know what I mean?
Okay, the thing that I think you're not realizing though,
Okay.
because of that, I had stuck up for Brittany up until 2 weeks ago. And I
Right.
said, I know what that, I was like, I know what that's like.
Hmm.
And nobody should be dogpiling, calling CPS, and all this other shit. I was right there for her. I
Yeah.
didn't really watch her, but believe me, I had her back. And
Yeah.
then I went to Granny's Watchings live to fucking bitch at Granny's Watching for something and saw what everybody was talking about with Brittany. And it was like unfucking deniable. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that you just can't deny that. Like I'm sitting here ready to yell at Granny, and here's Brittany totally fucking nodding out on a live. Like
Totally hear what you're saying.
completely, yeah.
I
And I was like, I
totally get
can't stick up
where
for this. I just can't.
where
Like
no,
it's
I
so
totally get where you're coming
obvious.
from. I think my only point was kind of, you just said on this live, like, well, she should just ignore it. But you've been there where you couldn't ignore it. So you did something that I think you regret, right? I'm not being mean. Like you've said, like I regret. So what's different for her than you? You
One,
said
I'll tell
like
you the
haters,
difference.
people were okay. I mean, because people calling CPS on her, isn't it the same as what you did and you said I just couldn't take it anymore. Okay, fair enough, right? It was a very toxic community, fine. Not being mean, but you decided to take extreme measures to stop somebody, but then it's almost like you're saying the opposite when it comes to Brittany. Like, well, you just ignore it, but you know, you know the position, right? Like, I can't take it anymore. So you chose to do that, but you want her to do the opposite and just sit back and take it, take it, take it. So I'm just rationale. Like, where are you?
All right, wait for all these memberships to clear. Because,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Last time I debated you, that's what happened, and then we couldn't have a conversation. But that's okay.
It's okay, good vibes. Ash, I remember the name, but I can't place her.
Ash 247, you do. When I came on the scene, you were like, she needs to cam up. And then I cammed up and you were like, I never said anybody should cam up.
I don't
I'm not
remember,
back.
honestly.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I'll give you a clip. And I'm not here for that. I'm not here to fight. Like I said, I'm really glad that you're healthy. Honestly.
Thank you.
Honestly. I'm not here to, it's very hard from a community aspect where you saw things in 2018, 19, 20, and then you come back and, or kind of loosely been here, and you see something, the same person, not to point you out, but you're the same person that's been here. These people are new, so it's a little different, right? Communities changed. People have community different
Oh,
from
absolutely.
what we were, right? So I think for me, you can say what you want after the okay.
So part of the difference is because I didn't do it and I didn't ignore it, we were all
Mhm.
benefiting though. I made money, they made money, it was all benefiting. And I own that.
Well,
Patreons knew that, members knew that.
do you think that's different now? Do you
No,
think
I don't.
people no? I mean, Brittany's making money, people are making money.
Exactly. And I
Okay.
own that. But
So it's
Brittany
the same,
tries to
right?
say it's different. Brittany tries to say that she's not engaged in it. She doesn't do this. She doesn't do that. And what I said to her very early on, and this was when I was trying to help her, Brittany, I know you don't see it now, but you are going to destroy your channel.
Because you see where, and I'm
Yeah,
not being
because I
mean,
did
so
it.
please
And I
just talk.
told
Yeah,
her
you
that.
did it. So
I said, Brittany,
I guess
I destroyed my fucking channel because of this
right,
drama. I was
right.
on a great path with true crime and only doing drama one day a week, and I let all these haters suck me in. And then
Mhm.
it was a nonstop defensive. And honestly, by the time it was done, I felt like I don't know what to do except fight. That's all I've
Mhm.
done for what 2-3 years is fight, fight, fight. And I
And
told Brittany all this.
right, and that's what she's doing.
Yes.
So how right.
But
So
I
I'm
don't
not being mean,
because I
but
don't think
she's
she's as
doing
strong
what
as I
you
am.
did.
Because she's not as strong as I was.
She might be. I mean,
No, she's not.
she's taking a lot. She's taking a lot. So look, I'm not. I know nobody anymore. But I'm just saying, like, she's doing what you're doing, and I understand. Like, hey, I've been there. Listen to me. But it's almost like some things that you say, like today, you literally gave a speech, like, and you told her to do the opposite of what you did. You said, "Yep, I'm not trying to fight with you, but yep, I called CPS, couldn't fucking take it anymore. I got my stalker, blah blah blah." And then in the next breath, you said, take it, shut your mouth, don't say their name." I I I can't comprehend that, and I think that you would do really a lot better if, just my opinion, hey, shouldn't have called CPS. And I know that you've loosely like apologized. I'm not taking that from you, but
Did
yeah.
not loosely
Well, look,
apologize.
I'm
I sent her a letter. I went live a couple of times. There was no loose apology. I fucking went
okay.
all out and owned it 100%.
I don't. Okay, I don't know the verbiage that I should have used. I'm not trying to offend you. What I'm just saying is, when it comes to
I mean, you see the videos that are out there that you went from, my kids are very, scared because CPS came. And honestly, I was terrified for you when
My
that happened.
kids only got
But
petrified
then
of
when it
call
happened to
number
her,
2. No, call number 2. The one where
right,
they accused Phoenix of fucking his sister. That's
right,
when he got
terrible,
paranoid. All the other calls were fucking
terrible.
blown off. They were
Yeah,
completely
no,
blown off.
that
Like,
was
who gives a
terrible.
fuck?
Brittany's kids are younger. Makeup Mobster's child was younger. So probably took it a little different, right? We can agree on that. Just a little different because they were younger. So a little more confused, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you say things like, well, it's not damaging, it's not whatever, I think you could do a whirlwind for yourself by not saying those things. It's traumatizing for any agency to come in and talk to your kids, whether they're, for me, I feel 2, 6, 10, 12, 16, doesn't matter. It's terrible. They don't know what the fuck is going on. So I'm just saying those kind of things keep you stuck in the era of 2019. It's just my opinion. No disrespect.
And with all due respect, I disagree. I
And
really
you, yeah,
firmly believe it's up to the parents. The reason why call 1, 3, 4, and 5 didn't affect my kids because I didn't allow it. I
right,
taught them that big deal, somebody's talking to you. Like, don't be afraid of an adult. Don't be afraid of the police. There's no reason for you to be
right.
afraid or petrified. Call number
Well, they
2, that
shouldn't,
would
but it's
scare
still
fucking
scary.
anybody.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't be petrified, but they should still be a little scared, right? There's some weird
No,
person. Yeah,
they shouldn't be.
especially at 6. At 6, right?
It's just an adult speaking. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's like a
Yeah.
cop running into a cop. Why would you be afraid to talk to a police officer? You shouldn't be. That's up to your parents.
Right. And if you've never been pulled
Wait,
over by a
hold on.
cop,
Who had
yeah,
CPS in and out of their life for years before YouTube? Who the fuck
I
are you
think
talking about?
I think they're I don't know. I can't see chat.
Okay, go on.
I'm just saying, like, at different ages, right? Like, you can understand that me, if I get my license at 16 or my daughter gets her license at 16, the first time you get pulled over by a cop, you're fucking scared. You're scared. It doesn't matter what your parents told you, what the guidance counselor told you. You're just scared. It's authority, is all I'm saying, right? So, right? Like, I'm assuming the first time that CPS came to your house that your kids, that's the first time, right? I assume.
No, but yeah,
So,
Brad called on me a shitload of times. But my point is,
well,
Dayton
maybe
was
I don't
never
see chat, or
scared.
maybe that's what they're talking about.
Hold on, but Dayton
Like,
was no. Someone mentioned in chat. Dayton wasn't
yeah,
scared. I told him go talk to the lady. Nothing's gonna happen. Blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like there's it's up to the parents to not allow your kid to be scared. It's not
right.
up to the lady or be afraid of the cop. You should not be
To
scared
a
because
certain
someone is
extent,
asking you questions.
to a certain extent, I think, until maybe that person takes you away from your parents. I think that's where no matter what you told your kid, there's going to be a little scared, little hesitation, little, I don't know, are they taking me from my mom? Right? Like, there's going to be a little scared, like something that makes you scared because now I have to talk to you away from my mom, away from my dad. I
I
mean,
don't
does that make sense?
I don't see it like that. I'm a big
No.
believer if you're not doing anything wrong, they're not taking your kids.
Right, but kids are kids. Their minds are gonna wander. They're gonna think different things, and they're not gonna know when mommy's not there with her arm around them. Right. So
But
I
why
assume
but
that
maybe this is just our disconnect. Why would an adult speaking to your child make your child scared?
I think it depends on the questions that are asked of the child, and when some authority figure in a uniform comes in and says, "Hey, come here, got to talk to you. I think that would make any kid a little nervous, right?
I don't agree. I think it's
Okay.
up to the parent to make sure that the kid isn't scared.
Right, but not every parent um, preps their kid. I didn't raise my kids saying, like, hey, if somebody comes here in a suit and tie and asks you if somebody did something to you, you're cool. We're good. I didn't prep that. I prepped them for, like, hey, if you get pulled over when you're 16, you give your insurance and stuff. So you can kind of see that, right? Like, we don't all prep our kids the same way with the same things. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I mean,
No,
we're
I don't.
way
I'm not
past
taking it like that.
2019, but
I'm
we
not
don't
taking it
all
like
prep
that.
our kids the same. So maybe you did. I don't know. And I guess somebody in your chat, again, can't see chat, but if you had CPS in your life, I think that would be a little different than somebody that maybe didn't, that never prepped their child for that, is all I'm saying. Kids act differently also because they're different humans.
I don't know. It's just something I never thought about. My kids
Yeah.
were never scared to speak to an adult or a cop, or the bazillion times with CPS with Brad or YouTube. They
Yeah.
did what they had to do and they spoke to whoever they had, even when Dayton was very young, which is when it was
Yeah.
happening. The
Yeah.
woman would go in the living room and I would stay in the kitchen and she would ask Dayton questions and
So,
Dayton would give her whatever answers, he needed to answer her. I didn't know they were coming. And
and I
there was
respect
no
that. So,
real prep for anything. It was just
so
she
it
asked her
kind of,
questions and that was
it
it.
kind of does prep them when you got to, and tell me if I'm wrong. Again, not fighting. um, when you got to YouTube and that was a threat, right? Because YouTube back in the day still obviously call CPS, call dog care, call AAS, PCA, all the bullshit, right? So you might have been a little more prepped. Your kids might have been a little more prepped if CPS was called because they were already understood CPS, right? They took your child into a room and talked and he knew, and so it was a little different, is all I'm saying. You understand, like, it would be a little different between your kids and mine because I would never prep and they were never exposed to that.
But I
So I'm
think,
not
all
being
right,
mean.
listen,
I'm
I
just
think
asking.
what you're missing, and I think the
Okay.
big part of what you're missing, I didn't prep them on what to say. But
No,
if
not
an
on purpose.
adult
Not on
wanted,
purpose.
hold on, if an
I'm saying,
adult, hold on, if an
okay.
adult wants to speak to my child, and I'm in the same house, go speak to them. My kids are
Mhm.
not going to be scared of an adult speaking to them. If my
Gotcha.
kids are not going to be scared if a cop is speaking to them, whether they're
Gotcha.
4, whether they're 14, whether they're 20, it doesn't matter. They're not afraid of an adult speaking. You have teachers that speak to them, you have principals
Listen,
that speak to them,
I
you have
I
guidance
agree.
counselors. There's
I
nothing
agree
to
with
be
you a
afraid
thousand
of.
percent. If the kids are used to that, because a teacher brought me aside, a police officer brought me aside, for sure. I get that. And I would be the same way. I have nothing to hide. I mean, I have grown ass kids, but if they were young, I would have nothing to hide. Yeah, you can take them. But how I feel, somebody came to my door today. Go ahead, because mine are grown and not here. But if somebody came to my door today and my kids were young, yes, I agree with you. They would talk to the person, but it might make them a little on guard if they were never experienced to, like, talking to a police officer. But then take that a step further, knowing, the YouTube things that were going on back then, and they were old enough to realize, oh, okay, we've already talked to these people. Now they're coming. We know it's YouTube. Do you see, like, a little bit of the difference between things that are going on? And we'll use Brittany. I don't fucking know Brittany. Is what it is. Her kids are younger. Your kids were older, I guess is all I'm saying. And maybe a little more experienced because you taught them as a mom. Maybe something she didn't.
I mean, we can all go around and around in this, but I agree with Janice. The only reason the kids would be scared is if a parent is saying inappropriate things to the child about who these people are, why they're there. I didn't tell my kids, oh, these people are from CPS. I just said an adult needs to speak to you. Okay,
Yeah.
mom. I didn't tell them
Yeah.
who it was, where they were from, why they were there. I wouldn't do that,
Yeah.
even when they were younger or older. It's all about
Yeah.
parenting. It's again, I use the cop thing because so many kids are afraid of police.
Yeah. I
Granted, my
agree.
brother's a cop, so it made it easier. But no, don't ever be afraid of an adult if I'm there, of an adult wanting to talk to you or a cop wanting
Right.
to talk to you. Like, there's no reason to be afraid of that. So when I
Right.
hear
Right.
people
And we
say
all teach our
about
kids like listen
parenting,
to cops. Yeah.
about police, no, that's your fucking parenting. Your kids should
Right.
know the drama or what CPS is, or you don't put that fear in them. You don't tell them that. You just tell them an adult won't speak to you. Just tell them whatever they like. I knew I had nothing to hide. I never told my kids what to say. And that's why they were never scared. It was just whatever questions they ask you, answer them honestly. Done.
Right.
That's why they were
No.
never scared. The people that are scared are telling their kids how to answer. They're telling their kids what they should say
I don't think that.
because they
I
have
don't think
something to
that's true.
hide. That's what I think.
Let's. And fair enough. So, how about the parents that have never encountered or had to talk to their kids about a cop because the cop's never been there, other than, oh, that's a cop, he's a good guy, passing you on the, not knocking on our door, taking you separate, or CPS taking you separate because they weren't going through a divorce, or, and that's not against you, like lots of people go through that, and or a teacher or a counselor is going to pull you separate because somebody from YouTube said that you're having XYZ, right? Like there's a difference. So it's not against your parenting, it's against how other people have to parent because they never experienced that.
Okay. But I didn't experience it before the first
I mean,
time either.
I'm not being rude. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I didn't experience it either until the first time it happened.
What does that mean?
That I didn't know.
Right. You didn't experience it until the first time.
Yeah, until the
I
first time it
apologize.
happened.
What does that mean?
That I didn't.
What
You
happened?
don't know how you're going to handle something until it happens. So I never dealt with CPS in my whole life. Like,
But you did with your child's
yeah,
father.
exactly. But I'm
So
saying
at
as a
least he was a
child,
little.
as a
He was a
child,
little.
as a child,
Yeah,
I never
no, for sure,
experienced
for
anything.
sure.
So when it
Yeah,
happened,
I never experienced
when
that.
it happened to me, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Happened to you or happened to the kids?
Happened to the kids.
Group.
Yeah. And it was
So when
like,
it happened to your kids, they
yeah,
at
I
least
had
were a
no
little
idea. The
exposed.
first time it happened, I was like, my lawyer said this is normal. You believe me, he's gonna call 100,000 times. It happens all the time in custody cases. Just tell your kids, be honest. So every time it happened, I told my kids, okay, just tell them whatever they want to hear. I knew my kids weren't gonna lie. They weren't gonna make up some story. The woman asked, "Does your mom hit you?" No, my mom doesn't hit me. And so. And then when they would leave, I'd be like, what happened? What'd they ask? They asked if you ever hit me. Like, no, you don't hit me. You don't drink alcohol. Like, stupid things. But I never had to prep them. I never had to worry them. It was like, all right, an adult's asking you questions. In my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, but to me, it's all about parenting.
Do you think that your kids, be honest, and I'm not fighting with you, but do you think your kids, age wise, and the fact that they already had CPS in their lives just because of like your son's dad and crazy things, were a little more understanding of the situation than like Brittany's kids or makeup mobster's child? Do you think that just a little different, right? Oh
Okay.
shit! Now we got a
Somebody,
6-year-old.
hold on. Somebody that legit cares about their child is not going to continue for 4 fucking years talking about the person every single day and every aspect of her life is not going to talk about that person for 4 years after a CPS call. So please don't even mention that fucking cunt.
Fair.
Like, don't even
Look,
mention
I
her
mentioned
name.
I mentioned Brittany. I was
I don't
throwing
care
her
about
where I
Brittany. I'm
don't
talking
know
about the
her.
other one because this
Okay.
bitch has talked about me for 4
I-
years
I-
since that call, and a
I
year
use
since
them
she
in the
knew I
same
called.
category
She
because
don't give a
it's
fuck
this.
about her kid. But go on.
Well, I use them in the same category because it's the same like age of kids. So I'm just saying, do you think that the age of child and them not having CPS prior could be maybe a little different than your situation? Again, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just trying to pick your brain because
I don't believe
when
that
you
Brittany has
say
never dealt with CPS before.
okay, but you don't you don't think
I'm not even mentioning the other one.
okay, and I'm not either. I'm just saying you don't think she ever did. Like
I
she's
don't
not
care either way.
right, but she's not like a parent that it was
I don't care either way.
maybe justified. I know, and I think that that's where that's kind of crazy,
Then I'm
right?
crazy. I
It's
just
not
don't
like
care.
about her. It's not about her.
But you keep
It's
mentioning her, and I
well,
haven't said anything.
right. Well, I was mentioning Brittany. I don't know Brittany because I'm not from that community, right? Like I don't, but
Well, I
I don't
don't
know.
mention the other one. I don't
Okay,
speak of her. I don't talk about her. I don't
right.
mention her. I
You
completely
don't
ignore her.
right. And I understand that you guys had issues, but I
We
think
don't
at the
have
end of the
issues.
day,
She's dead to me. I don't acknowledge
right,
her at all.
right. I just think that like at the end of the day, I don't think you feel good about that because you've talked about other things that happened in 2019 and 20, and I just think that that would do a whirlwind of good just to be like, I don't feel good about that. Do I like her?
I already
No.
said that.
Yeah, no,
I've
I'm not
already
saying you
owned
did.
that. I'm not going through that again. I've already owned it. I've already said that it was the wrong thing to do and it was a horrible thing to do. I've said that on a live. And I wrote it. I wrote her a letter over a year ago. I wrote her a full apology and owned it tenfold. And that was almost one of the last times I ever spoke of her. And that was over a year ago. She
Yeah.
can't do the same, but I have not spoken of her.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like the Britney situation. I'm not putting that on you or blaming you. It is what it is. It has nothing to do with me. But it's almost very similar. And when I hear you say things like, "Well, if she could just shut her mouth and not whatever," but you then say, "Well, I had to do something because of my stalker." I mean, I don't get the difference. No, I do. I mean, I've watched as much as you have. I don't think, maybe correct me, you're not like friends with her behind the scenes where you know things about her family that I don't. So yeah, I've watched the same shit that you've watched. So for me, it's kind of the same situation. Like you're telling her to like just shut your mouth and don't say anything, but then in the next breath you're literally saying shit that you said back then, like, well, how can I shut my mouth? We did all these things behind the scenes that we all knew everybody was doing. We know it. I know, but sitting tonight telling her that she should have just shut her mouth instead of trying to, because there's been, but she's in, yeah, but she's an adult and she's gonna have to reap what she sows for sure.
But I would be a
Right.
horrible person if I didn't try to fucking help her and not make the same mistakes that I made. But I didn't have a lawsuit. I didn't have any kind of fucking injunction. She lost a lot and she doesn't
You're,
want to own it.
but you're telling her to do the same thing that you did not do.
No,
You're
I
telling her
have
that,
done it for the last fucking year. So
right,
I am
fine.
telling her to practice what I learned and made my mistakes. If she doesn't want to do it, then that's on her. Then she doesn't
Right.
have to do it. But I could still give my fucking opinion. And yes, I have ignored people for the last year, over a year. Some of them are 2 years. So yeah,
Yeah.
I have. I don't.
No, I get it. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I genuinely feel that all kids are different, ages are different, what's going on online is different, and it's hard to look at somebody that, were you were in the same community for years and didn't take the advice that you're giving. And I'm not being mean, but I
Well,
think that it would go a long way, even if you wrote something or whatever, just not saying things like, well, she should raise her kid better, and then her kid,
But she should. But
wouldn't
she
be scared.
should.
I mean, I,
whiskey. Can I
yeah,
ask you how long have you been watching Brittany?
I've been here the whole time. I've been locked on my account
Define the whole time.
since 2018. I've been locked out of my account.
I'm asking how long you've been watching Brittany. Brittany hadn't been on YouTube since 2018. So how long have you been watching Brittany?
I've been watching this community since 2018, UA. I've been
That's
locked out of my main account, UA. How long have you been here, UA?
oh my god. You still won't answer the question.
How long has Brittany been here? Then I've been here since 2019, UA.
I'm
That's how long. This isn't about Brittany. I'm talking to
well.
Laura.
The thing is, Laura. You keep on bringing up Laura's stuff, and why can't Laura use
Laura
her
can.
past?
She can. The only thing
Laura,
that I said was
why
the
can't Laura?
things, all
Why?
I said was the things that compared back in 2019, you weren't here, UA, to now.
Okay,
And I'm
whiskey.
just explaining to her how things are seen, UA. Shall we keep going? I didn't say anything wrong to her. I don't need you to be her lapdog. We did that in
No, I'm not.
2019. I've been
I'm not
really
being
nice,
anyone's
UA.
lapdog.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not being anyone's
I don't
lapdog, and
I
that's the
don't I
last
don't need
fucking
that.
thing
I
anyone's
don't
ever
need
gonna
that,
call me.
UA.
One thing I'm just asking is because it seems like you're not that familiar with the
The
things
only
that
thing that
Brittany.
I had a conversation with her was when children are approached by, say, CPS. I
Right,
didn't
and this
say
is her
anything
fourth
about
rodeo with
UA.
CPS.
I didn't say anything about somebody falling asleep or anything like that. We're
I
not in
didn't either.
2019. I was talking to her about a specific topic. It had nothing to do with Brittany falling asleep. It had to do with people calling CPS on little kids. If you don't
And
like that, UA, that's not my problem.
I love that you love talking, saying my name or whatever,
Well,
but that's
you love saying your name, UA.
okay. Whatever.
Right. Anything else, friend? I was having
Uh,
a nice conversation with Laura regarding
uh,
a topic
well,
that
are
literally
you
But
familiar
it's
with the
not
things?
because it's
CPS.
going in circles.
Yeah,
Because
you
No,
I'm
kept
it's
telling
repeating
not.
you,
yourself. You
We're
kept
done.
repeating yourself like a merry-go-round. We were on a tilt-a-whirl. So what I was
Have you
coming up
watched
is that,
yourself, UA, on everybody's panel? And you're
oh
going to
my
tell me I'm a
god.
tilt-a-whirl? No, you are, sweetheart. Stop it.
Okay. What? I mean,
Yeah.
so you would
Go
know
back
that
and
this is
watch
her fourth.
yourself in the last 2 years. Go
This is
ahead.
oh, okay, great. So you would
Don't ask me
know.
how long I've been here and what
let
I
her
think.
speak, Whiskey. You're not letting anyone else
Okay.
speak.
Go ahead, UA.
It's kind of funny. Okay. The thing is, I'm trying to
It is
say is
actually really funny.
Let her fucking speak, Whiskey.
I'm letting her fucking speak. I think our conversation is done, though. I think you know where everybody else is coming from.
yeah. Yeah, she clearly it that was ridiculous. What she's not realizing is that it seemed like a bringing up shit from the past and
just wanting to live in the past, but people learn from things and can sit there and say, don't make, you know, give advice based on their experiences. And I don't think she's really familiar with this. This is Brittany, not Brittany's first rodeo with CPS, second or third. It's the fourth one by her own account. So, you know, I mean, I think some of the things that her children do are scarier than maybe having CPS show up.
I
You
agree.
know, I think her children are genuinely afraid when they go to wake up their mom, and you know, I think it's very toxic to gaslight your own children and tell them, "No, you didn't see me asleep. I was texting your sister or whatever." You know, those behaviors stick with you more long term, I think, than CPS showing up and paying a visit if there's really nothing going on in that household.
And I agree with that. My issue, and I understand what Whiskey was saying because I've talked about it. I've talked about the fact that I was a shithead in 2019 and I've done this and I've done that. And, you know, I was trying to help Brittany. But the fact that she would not acknowledge that and just kept going back 2019 like she never watched it, but only watched
Right.
a little, and then said that to you, that's when I knew this she was baiting me, and that's when I booted
Yeah,
her.
I knew, I could tell, like myself and some others in chat could tell, and that's why I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can see where this is going, and this is a total setup. And then she kept putting her, and then when she kept literally putting my name in her, like, UA, yeah, like, how much, like, you are acting like a child, okay? Like, I mean, I babysit kids that are more mature than that, so she clearly didn't have a valid point to make, except for she wanted to keep bringing shit up from the past, and it was a setup.
And that's the other thing. And I'll say it again loud and proud. I was an asshole back in 2019, 2020, 2021. I fucking own it. I was an asshole. How many fucking times can I say it? And I own it and I moved on from it. And I had tried to help Brittany. And I've tried to tell Brittany, Brittany, don't make the same mistakes I have. You're going to kill your channel.
Right.
Allegedly innocent warned her the same thing. Brittany, you're going to
Right.
ruin your channel. And slowly but surely, I watched her channel go from big numbers to lower numbers to lower numbers to lower numbers to only getting numbers because they hate watchers. And
Right.
boom.
I
But
mean, if you
I
look at the
tried.
active chatters, if you look at the active chatters, most of them are mods, and there's like, you know, it'll say there's like 500 people in there. There's not, because she's, I think those numbers are inflated because she's being restreamed usually on Rumble or another platform. And I just, you know, her channel, she can't, it's undeniable that her channel has been in a steady decline, especially in the last year and a half. And she's the one to blame for that.
Thank you, Holly. In my opinion, people want to harp on Laura calling CPS, but they don't really care. The girl I called on doesn't care, Holly. She continues to talk about me on a daily basis. I do not talk about her. I do not watch her. I do not respond to her. She has gone after me. She's gone after my business. She's gone after my kids. Recently, she went after my fucking ex-boyfriend from 8 years ago. Like, and I don't even respond. I say nothing. But so don't tell me that someone is so afraid of CPS or I'm such a horrible person when you don't shut the fuck up. That tells me you don't give two fucks I called CPS, or you wouldn't keep poking me. But she continues and has not stopped. So all these people that with this fake outrage, why don't you go ask her, because she doesn't even give a fuck. And that's how I
Yeah.
feel.
Or redirect it. Like, don't try and like use your fake outrage and redirect it into something that it's like a concern for Brittany's kids. Miss me with that shit.
I
Like,
agree.
come on, like, It was ridiculous. And I could see straight through that.
And again, the major difference between me and Brittany is I didn't fucking lie about shit. Brittany lies about everything. And people truly want to help her, but she's lying to them. I didn't do that.
Even when we did not like, even when I didn't like her and I was sitting there, on panels, I would tell her, like, Brittany, this would end if you would just go do your true crime and not engage. Like, it's hard to have a one-way fight with somebody. Like, people will eventually get tired. If you just ignore it, like, it goes back to, like, the things that, your parents tell you when you're, like, young. Ignore them. I promise they'll finally get tired of it. If you just pretend like it doesn't exist and it doesn't bother you, there's nothing that annoys somebody more than knowing them feeling like they're not, like, getting under your skin. But Brittany does that, and she plays the victim because that's what works for her financially. And or it has in the past. I don't know how it's doing right now, because I think people are getting tired of this fake victim mentality, and can finally see that she's a big contributor to her own demise. And it's not just people calling her out for the stuff that she does. But, it was she has nobody to blame but herself.
I agree with that.
And,
Again, I told her from experience, do not feed into this. Do not do this. And for somebody to come at me from, keep bringing up 2019, well, it's 2025.
right.
It's time to get past 2019.
Gonna bring up what I did in 6th grade too. Like, I mean, how far back are we gonna go?
And it's only me. Everybody else gets passes. You bring up something from summer 2 years ago, they're like, how could you talk about that? That was 2 fucking years ago. Well, they're bringing me up from 5 years ago. Enough is enough. I've already owned it. I've already said what a shithead I was. Move the fuck on.
Right. I mean, it's like nobody is. I get people make fucking mistakes. It's the fact of how they handle it, and if they own it and learn from it, and, like, what they do from there on. That's where it is with me. Nobody's fucking perfect. So unless you are, then you shouldn't have anything to judge somebody if they have literally taken ownership of what they've done in the past and are not engaging in that now, and are using that to try and help somebody else in that same situation not follow in their footpath. Like,
And the one thing that I could not get Brittany to realize, which I see she's going to happen, you get to a point, you lose your passion for true crime. And you don't know. I remember saying to my old mods before the whole CPS came out, but I remember saying to them, guys, I'm lost. Like, I fought with these people for so long. I don't know what to do if I'm not fighting with them, because that's all we did was fight. And every day, fight, fight, fight for 3 years. Brittany's only got this a year. We went on for 3 years of nonstop fighting. Now, when it was finally said and done, I didn't know what to do with myself, because I was on such a defense and this constant defense that it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. And it took me a bit to really just unwind from that and realize that there's more to life than fighting. There's more than life than fighting on the internet. And that's really what it was. I didn't know how to decompress. And I know that I have a much more intellectual head than Brittany, and I don't think she's going to realize how to handle it. I don't. And I stand by that. I don't think she's smart
no.
enough to figure it out. And I think
Unfortunately,
Granny
I
went
would agree
through
with
that. I do. I think Granny went through that too. And I think Granny got to the point she didn't know what to do without fighting, and that's when they went after Brittany, because she's so used to fighting.
Yeah, I wasn't around, like, I wasn't watching that part, you know, and uh so, but it's just one of those things where, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's so fucking, she's in control, honestly, of
I agree.
her own success and her own demise. Like, it's what she's got to control what she puts out there, and she's got to live with this whole you know, live by the things that she said that she was going to do. And if she doesn't, then that's on her. And she's going to continue to lose support.
I agree.
But like I said, I don't know. I think some of the things that she kept wanting to bring up CPS, and I think she only wanted to bring up CPS because she wanted to bring up shit from the past.
Yep.
It was an excuse. Bringing up Brittany's thing was an excuse to fucking dig at you, and I fucking could see straight through that. So,
Like, at first, I understood what she was saying. And at first, I got where she was going with it. Like, I almost sound hypocritical. I get that. But the fact that it kept digging, I was just getting more and more mad because she just kept digging and digging and digging. And then when she brought up MM, and I asked her not to, and she told me how I
kept
gave a
on.
half-ass apology. Are you fucking kidding me? I gave way more than some half-ass apology. And
Yeah,
that's when I got fucking pissed. And that's when
that was
I was like, this
that
is a
was
total setup, and I'm not going to let her do it.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't continue down that path with her because it was only going to lead to bad things. You
I
know, it
agree.
wasn't going to go anywhere. So,
And I
and that's
agree.
part of growth too, is recognizing it and being like, fuck, like, I'm not going there with you, you know?
And even that's when she started coming after you. I started laughing. I'm like, I've known you wait for a week. Like, what the fuck are you talking
I don't
about?
even know who she is, but she sounded like she had too much whiskey. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
okay, UA, okay, okay. Like, do you just love saying UA? Like, cute.
Yeah, she's definitely been around. Because that was another thing. She said at first, I haven't been around. Well, yeah,
Right.
you have.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I was like, well, how much have you seen of Brittany, you know? Because the things that she was saying, she would have known, she should have known better. It just wasn't making sense.
I agree.
But
All right, but I am getting
anyways,
off, though.
yeah. Well, yeah, that was I just came up to
Thank you, Bulldog.
end that shit.
Thank you,
Yeah.
though.
All right. Have a good night.
Thanks. I'll
Bye.
talk to you later. Bye. And guys, I do apologize for the echo. It happens with when I open up StreamYards. Let me close it. Oh. It happens when I open up StreamYard, so I apologize. But she did act like she had a beef with UA. I agree with that. Yeah, that's true too, Rabbit. Brittany, Craig got a whole bunch of new stuff. But honestly, though, I stand by what I said about the parenting, about CPS. Nobody's child should be worried because an adult wants to speak to them. You as a parent suck then. And I mean that. If your kids are afraid to talk to an adult, that's a you problem. That's a fucking parenting problem. And don't ever try to coach your kids on what they should say or, try to make them think a certain way. No, that's a you problem. That's when kids get afraid. If you have nothing to hide, then the kids come to your door, CPS comes to your door, you tell your kids, hey, people want to talk to you again. Any accusation that came at me, I didn't have to coach my kids because my kids, I knew they weren't going to lie. They weren't going to sit there and make up lies to whatever they had to ask. The only people that would be worried are ones that do something to their kids and they're petrified that the kids are going to tell this adult or the kids are going to tell this CPS worker. But if you don't do anything wrong and you're a good parent, you don't need to coach your kids, and you don't need to have your kids worry. An adult speaks to your kids, whatever questions they're going to ask, they're going to ask. And I'm not worried. I was never worried. And I'm sorry that many people don't think that way, but your kid should never be afraid of the police, should never be afraid of of an adult speaking to them privately, obviously as long as you're there. But I'm sorry, I don't agree with kids that are so traumatized, petrified. When your kids are teenagers and 2 cops show up at your door ready to arrest your son, yeah, that's a little scary. That's traumatizing, especially when you find out the accusations. That's fucking traumatizing. Even when your kids aren't afraid of cops, that blew us all the fuck away. Like, every one of us. My son ran around, I'm suing these motherfuckers. Like, they were 16 years old. So, but that's the only time they were ever traumatized. Rightfully so. Even I was traumatized. Like, I'll never get over that, ever. That was the sickest, most grossest thing I ever heard in my fucking life. And for that to happen on YouTube was even more disgusting. Exactly, Joshua. You don't worry about something if you have nothing to hide. Only people that have something to hide are worried about an adult speaking to their children. So I stand by that. I don't care what anyone says. I am 100% standing behind that. Because I even have friends that have told their kids, don't say this, don't say that, don't say this. If this one asks you that, you don't tell them that. That's what traumatizes children. I never had to do that. And I didn't even know what they were going to ask my kids, but it didn't matter because I knew my kids would tell them the truth. I never had to tell them what to say or how to say it, or even when they were young, older, it didn't matter. And maybe that's the difference. Maybe people that are traumatized are because they tell their kids what they have to say. And then their kids have to lie or they get scared. I mean, that's what traumatizes them. So again, it goes back to bad parenting, which is what I said all along. Just my opinion. So, all right, but I am getting off though. I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. Thank you guys for the support. I love you guys. And that's it. Welcome new members. And I will see you guys later. I gotta eat something. I'm fucking starving. Eat the rest of my lunch from earlier. Alright? Make sure you hit thumbs up. I see we got a lot of thumbs up tonight. So that's awesome. So I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. And don't traumatize your children. Peace.